now 7:05. We have a little late on the agenda starting today because, we have a special swearing-in ceremony we're gonna go right to after we, do a few, items of business. Gentlemen,
I'd like to make a motion to approve the regular minutes of April 2nd, 2026 as amended.
I'll second the motion to approve those minutes.
any discussion on those minutes? I think they were all written.
Now that we already made our amendments.
Yep, I think that's good. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the workshop minutes of April 2nd, 2026.
I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the 8:09 non-public meeting minutes of April 2nd, 2026.
I'll second that motion.
And again, any discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I'm gonna defer public comment, because I wanna go straight to what I would call the swearing in of our new police officer. This gentleman right here was all dressed up. His name is Mr. Jacob Davies of Hillsborough County. Whereas this is a vacancy for a patrolman in the town of Dunbarton, we have, whereas we, the subscribers, have confidence in your ability and integrity to perform the duties of said office, we do hereby appoint you, the said Jacob Davies, a patrolman of said town of Dunbarton. Upon taking your oath, you have this appointment and certificate of said oath recorded by the town clerk. You shall have the powers to perform the duties and be subject to the liabilities of such office until another person shall be chosen and qualified in your stead. You're gonna be, this is signed by the 3 selectmen, and you're gonna be sworn in by the town clerk next. Be so kind.
I, Jacob Davies,
I, Jacob Davies,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear faith
that I will bear faith
and true allegiance
and true allegiance
to the United States of America
to the United States of America
and the state of New Hampshire,
and the state of New Hampshire,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Jacob Davies,
I, Jacob Davies,
do solemnly and sincerely
do solemnly and sincerely
swear and affirm
swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on me
all the duties incumbent on me
as a patrolman,
as a patrolman,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of this Constitution
of this Constitution
and laws of the state of New Hampshire.
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need your signature before we get started. Just in the box. I think people are gonna want a chance for a photo op of you by the
Yeah,
flag.
exactly.
Is it usually the other way?
Yeah. I
You
understand,
wanted to please.
I understand this is your dad right behind you?
Yes, sir.
Sure it's a problem for you and your son?
Yes, sir.
You wanna take some photos, well,
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to cut in line from this young lady, though.
there you go.
All right.
He looks undercover.
He's already made undercover.
Already. Awesome.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
Well, the funds are gonna be getting released, you gotta go to the academy next, as I understand.
Yes, sir, yeah, report.
There you go. Well, good luck, and I think you'll do wonderful.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Thank you.
Goodbye, family.
Little kid reminds me of my grandson.
Yeah.
Like a tank, you know?
I'll be right back.
Okay, great.
Give a moment for the clear out. Now, I deferred I deferred public comment, if you're not on the agenda, you have something to say for the benefit of the select board tonight, I'll go around the room, I'll start with the back row, anything for public comment? Sir? State your name, please, for the record.
Tom Larson, 32 Birchview Drive, Dunbarton. And I want to get permission from the selectmen to be allowed to put this flag for the 250th underneath the flag in front of the library on Memorial Day. We'll raise it up during the ceremony there. It's a 3-ply, double-sided, and I'm gonna have 30 of these along with the American flag. Every other flag will be a 250th flag going down the road this year for flags around Dunbarton. And with your permission, we'll go ahead and fly this underneath there. I've got the things for the hardware to go along with it.
I'm in favor.
Okay. I'd say it's a go, 100% go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, continuing on, anyone else in the back row? Anything?
Ann? Oh, Lindsay.
I'm right here in the second row, anything public comment where, and Mike, no, okay. All right, we're gonna go right to the, town business for today. We're having a, public hearing today in about 4 minutes. It's for the road agent, is gonna talk about the, road project discussion, he's gonna review the proposed projects, budget timeline, and he's here to get any public input which would be helpful for him, to give us some guidance too. We're about 3 minutes away from starting that, so stand by, sir.
Do you wanna go to
I'm looking
number,
for something.
item 3, or is that a long
That-
one?
Do you wanna accept the minutes?
We
Already
did that.
did.
Yeah, let's go on 3, while we're here. Fuel pump estimate repair. This is for the, fuel pump at the town garages. And we have a proposal for Gold Eagle Contracting for we built one for $1,787.35. That's the one you were alluded to about a month ago that was having problems.
Yes, would you like me to explain it a
Please
little
do.
more? The gasoline dispenser stopped working, and we had the Gold Eagle representatives come out and troubleshoot it, and it's a weird thing, it's an old style pump, and it registers the gallons when the pump comes on, and then in turn, there's a bunch of gears in that register mechanism that goes up to a computer board that goes to every department, and a lot of vehicles have a key specifically for that vehicle, and it's how the fuel is tracked, so that tells that what to do and keeps care of the gallons. So right now, those aren't registered.
So it's free gas for any department?
Yeah, free gas for any department. The pump is still working, that isn't a problem. Rebuilding it with parts that he does have, because they're obsolete, basically,
Okay,
is the price that he gave me.
understood.
To replace the whole thing with a whole new unit, he said it was like $12,000.
I think,
So I thought it was a no-brainer, but it just wasn't. It cost us like $5 something for him to come out and troubleshoot it and go all through the processes to determine what was wrong with it. So this would be what it would be to work it. And as far as he knows, there is a little caveat there. That's the only issue.
he's got, when he opens it up, it's a different story.
Well, everything leads to that. You gotta get that functioning to go up and tell the individual accounts to register. And it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it, they're two separate entities, and it's just the weirdest looking thing, and it's got all these gears and stuff in it, so. I mean, I have no idea how old this pump is, I think it was put in the 90s, and I don't even know if they were new when they put them in the 90s, they could have been used at that point. So that's where we're at.
It'd come out of our maintenance line. Put it in maintenance.
So it's possible, though, that this gets replaced and the problem's not fixed?
it's possible, highly doubtful. Right now, the worst case scenario is we're not getting an accurate gallonage for every one of the departments. Highway department, it really doesn't make any difference, we burn very little gas. The police department actually affects the most, because they have several cruisers running, and they like to track how much fuel they're using per cruiser. The fire department a little bit.
But you're saying, just to clarify the price, that's the price on that paper is to rebuild it, and
Yes.
there's no guarantee, it's very little, but
Yes.
12,000 for a
Well, I
new-
mean, it'll guarantee the parts you change, so it'll work. But if they find there's something else. But he isolated everything, if you will. It's gear driven with shafts, and he was able to isolate and totalize it. But he's gotta put that down just because.
But you're recommending a $12,000 new unit?
Am I?
Oh, well, yeah,
I don't think so.
No,
at
he's
this
recommending
time.
the repair.
if you're recommending the
Yeah,
repair.
I would think
of
we
this.
would be better to stick with the repair. This
Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah, I think the 12's kinda, I mean,
You sound
it's
high.
probably what it costs, that's not what I'm questioning. I just think that's a lot of money.
I'm in favor.
Okay, so you want, I'm in favor of that.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the estimate parts and labor to replace the meter and the computer, which is the gallon counter with a rebuilt one for $1,787.35
I'll second
at
that.
the highway garage.
And I'm in favor of that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
tell them to get on it.
Okay, so now it's your time, sir. I'm gonna open up the public hearing. This is for the, you can come up, sir, if you like.
Yeah, sure. Let me sit up there.
Right up here with,
Oh, sit up with you guys?
Okay,
Wow.
with the big boys.
I don't know if I've ever sat up here like this. This is like a special occasion.
hi,
I
Chuck,
don't know if
welcome
the-
aboard.
I don't know if
thank
the
you,
floor-
Jeff.
Meeting that you've been here.
Jeff, I don't know if the floor's been tested with
Ooh.
that much.
I could say something.
Always.
But I'm not.
Okay, the show is yours.
All right, the show is mine. Well, we're gonna, do the usual things we do every year, road maintenance, roadside mowing, ditch work, shoulder work, cleaning of culverts, and all those routine things throughout the town. Roadside mowing, we do that throughout the town as usual. We have several construction type projects we're working on. One of them is gonna be reclaiming Meadow Lane and resurfacing that. The other one is Alexander Road, the same process with that, reclaiming it, which is grinding up all the asphalt, adding some new gravel and resurfacing that. We have done drainage work in the last 2 prior years to those roads. Changed culverts, drainage work and stuff like that to enhance what we have, make it better. And those roads have a bit of a base. Simon Audette had done extensive work to Alexander Road a number of years ago, and they paved it because it was a dirt road. And it's deteriorated to a point where we have to do something to it. Meadow Lane, I believe, was built in the 60s for the development there, and that's a similar situation. It was built to some specifications, but they weren't quite as stringent as they are now, but it will be a decent project when it's all done. Both of those are not really long roads, and part of the reason we're doing that because of the volatile asphalt market right now. With the price of oil and all that, we're not exactly sure what we're gonna have to pay for asphalt. We have a rough idea, we did get a price from our vendor earlier in the year, but it all ties into with an escalation clause to liquid asphalt price. And liquid asphalt is a petroleum product, so nobody really knows where it's gonna be. It's gone up, obviously, just like gasoline and everything else. So these projects aren't like a huge paving thing where we're gonna get stuck with, hey, we don't have enough money to pave it. So we can fit these in quite well. Another project road we have is Kelsey Road. That's an ongoing road improvement project. We went in last year, cut some trees, exposed some ledge. We're gonna go back there this spring, remove that ledge, bring in a hydraulic hammer, remove that ledge and widen it out and cut some more trees. Keep plugging away at that. The other little paving area is gonna be Holmes Road. where it meets the intersection of 13. We've been wrangling over that and how to do that. At one point, I had mentioned to the board about maybe relocating it in the old road bed, but so the road had turned into a class 6 road, we were gonna have to bring it back before the town, move it back up to a class 5 road. I've talked to the state engineer, met with him out there on the driveways, and he's gonna work with us to enhance what we have there and make it the best we can.
As you cut it from 13.
Yes, yes, exactly. And a number of years ago, we had done improvements to the upper part of that road, put some drainage in, so it'll all tie the project together and finish it off. And then, you know, the day-to-day things that come up during the year, you know, any storm issues we have to deal with, washouts.
And when is the last month you'd probably be doing some paving? Let's say prices drop, when was the last month you'd be paving?
Typically, they close for real around November, 1st of December, but you're kinda limited on the type of paving you can do then. Typically, when it gets to a certain point in the year, October-ish, you don't like to overlay any roads because it doesn't necessarily bond to the bottom layer. If you were starting new with gravel or something and putting a binder coat, which is the first layer of asphalt down, you can do that pretty late, but typically we've finished all our stuff by then anyway. So,
I'm gonna bring questions from the board first.
sure.
Only question I have is on Kelsey Road, there was
Yep.
some, exaction fees that were
Yes, that's,
applied. I was wondering if they've been expended or part of that project.
that's
Those
part of that
funds would
project.
Come into this that you're recommending.
It's part of that project we're recommending, it all ties together. We did expend a little bit, we had to move some telephone poles, and we had to pay the telephone company to relocate the poles,
Okay.
and we did some tree cutting, and we've paid, that came out of the exaction fee, and now we're gonna remove the ledge, and that's gonna come out of that as well.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
kind of a joint venture between that and the town resources.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks,
Jeff.
The planning board, right?
I remember
Yeah.
that from the planning
Yep,
board.
exactly,
Yes.
yes, it all ties into that.
Right, okay.
Just for the public record, when there's a subdivision, there's an impact to roads, based on a subdivision, there's an exaction fee, that's paid by the developer of the subdivision. And the town has 6 years to improve upon it, and if the town elects not to improve upon it, the money goes back to the developer. And, Kelsey Road, I think, needs some work.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna go, any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, I'm gonna open up to the public now for questions for the road agent.
I got some questions.
Please, Mike first.
You said you widening Kelsey Road. You going from, because you've done the turnaround, you've gone up the hill,
Mhm.
so across the street from the log cabin out to Montalona Road.
Yeah, right in that area, yes,
Well, no, I'm asking, are you gonna be widening all that?
at some point, yes.
Okay, at some point,
I guess.
I mean, how are you gonna be widening? Are you gonna be moving
We-
the telephone poles?
We broke it into sections, so it's more manageable, partly so we can do the work without disrupting the neighborhood traffic any more than possible. The ledge will remove, put gravel down, widen it out, cut some more trees and work our way out. When we get to the very end, there's a substantial amount of work that has to be done there, a lot of trees that are gonna be basically tough to cut, they're up on an embankment, a steep embankment. Gotta cut the trees, dig the road back, and then move those poles back. That's probably, if you had to break it down in sections, that's probably the most extensive amount of work that has to be done.
Okay, so for this year, you plan on
At least getting to that point.
improving the area in front of the log cabin, and you're
Yes,
moving those
yeah.
2 poles?
Well, if we don't have to, we're not gonna move them. We may have to.
Well, I think you have to, because other than that, I'm not sure exactly where the edge of the right of way would be, but if you're gonna be crowding right up to it, I would
Could
think.
be. Yeah,
If you do that, then you're gonna be tossing snow into the people's front yard. So
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
we're gonna work with what we have, the 50-foot right of way to make it work.
Okay, well, I would recommend that those poles get moved, and rather than encroach on the log cabin.
Yeah, we only have so much room to work with, and when you talk moving poles, is the geometry of it all. When you move a pole here, sometimes you have to move another one, and they have to add others to make it all work.
I
And
understand
it's-
that,
It's an ongoing thing with Unitil.
but this was all brought up at
Yeah,
the planning board.
yeah,
Most of the poles along that road, not all of them,
no, we
But a
didn't
few
allow
of them.
all
quite a few of them, are center line on the right of way.
So you can be coordinated with Unitil. and
Yeah, that's what, we'll figure it all out with Unitil.
Okay, well, I got one more question, you're gonna be moving the stop sign? Cause you're not in the Kelsey Road right of way.
I thought we were.
Well, you're not.
It's an interesting concept to think about, but, there's
It's-
also the right of way of Montalona Road intersects that, which
Okay,
is
well,
considerably wide.
let-
So I
let-
mean, yeah, we could be in the Montalona Road right away, but not necessarily Kelsey.
New Hampshire-
And I'm not a surveyor, so I
New-
can't
Well,
answer that.
okay then, but. I know you're not a surveyor,
Nope, I'm not.
okay, we got the stone walls down there. There have been surveys done of this road, there's at least 4 of them next door that you could check. New Hampshire Department of Transportation states that stop signs will be put in the right of way, not a right of way. So, having the stop sign in the Montalona Road right of way, that's not the right of way. It needs to be in the Kelsey Road right of way. Kelsey Road was all laid out on my property in, a couple hundred years ago, just over 200 years ago. And it runs north from the Goffstown line to, well, they call it Timothy Johnston's house, it's my house now. And then northeasterly, in a nearly straight line, to the county road, which is now Montalona Road. And there's a stone wall out there, and it's easily seen, and that should be a straight line. And your stop sign is south of the wall. It's supposed to be to the north of the wall.
Well, when we selected the spot, we looked at it, we thought it was in the right of way, the best we could tell. We put it back there so it wasn't in people's visual sight line when they came to the end of the road to make a turn, so they could look left, look right, to make a turn, out of the way for snow plowing.
So what you're
We'll
gonna
look
do
into
for
it, that's all
now
I
is
can tell you.
you're just gonna leave Kelsey Road, similar to Kimball Pond Road, where the telephone pole is in the center of the right of way.
No,
Well, that's what you got down there, that's what the
Yes,
telephone pole that you've hung signs on is in the center of the right of way.
I just know that
Let me ask you
telephone
another
pole's been
question,
there a
Jeff.
long time,
Well,
that's all I can tell.
these are questions you're doing the work,
Yeah,
so if you don't plan your work, it's not gonna be right, right? You'll have to go back and do it again.
yeah, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong.
Okay, well, it's your job to get the job right.
Yeah, I
Do
think,
the job
I think, I
right.
think
Put
he's
the
right.
best faith and I'm gonna do it right, but I'm not perfect. So
So.
overall
okay,
game
well,
plan here, I told you what it was. I do know, as you know, there hasn't been a stop sign there for at least 21 years while I've been road agent. And we put a stop sign up there because of the increased development on the road and people in and out to benefit the whole development. So I mean,
When did
if
that
we-
stop sign get put there, Jeff?
2 years ago,
2 years ago?
2 summers ago.
I thought it was last year.
Okay, it was
Okay.
last year then.
Oh, good, all right, so
Well,
it was
you're
last,
keeping your
so it was
eye on
last
it,
year.
so that's good.
When did development start out there, Jeff?
I don't know, I remember seeing plans, I think 07 or something, and it just
06.
got finalized fairly
06.
recent, 06.
So it took 20 years for the town, first they end up Well, I mean, they've approved all the houses out there,
Yeah,
then they get around to putting a stop sign out there.
yeah.
Those pegs that are, the pink stakes in the ground, who put those out there?
I don't know exactly which pink stakes you're talking about.
Well, you'd have to drive down there tomorrow. There's a pink stake, it's at one end of the mailboxes. And there's another
Oh, yeah, I
pink
put
stake.
those up there.
Oh, you put those up there?
Yeah.
Cause
yeah.
the pink stake to the north, that was directly in front of where my mailbox had been
Yeah, it used to be there, yeah.
since 1999. That's right, and it was in the middle of the right of way. That's why I moved it.
I would just ask.
I think we're kind of getting off
All right.
task
No,
here.
we're not getting off on anything. You're down there working, you have no, I mean, I don't know whether you have no idea where this right of way is. You haven't looked into where the right of ways are, were supposed to be. You're just down there flying around doing whatever.
That's your opinion.
No, I mean, it's kind of a fact. Cause I'm
Can
gonna
I-
move
can I
it,
ask
I'm
what
gonna
your-
move my mailbox back to where I had it before the town took it upon themselves to move it. And that's gonna happen on May 1st. So you need to move your stop sign, you're outside of the right of way. And I've come to this town is, for 20 years, they fought with me about where the right of ways are on my property. And I've got 5 of them. I've got the Montalona Road right of way that burdens my property, the Kelsey Road right of way that burdens my property, both 5 and 6. I've got a Cotton Road right of way, and I've got the Bradenman Gildersleeve right of way. I know where all these right of ways are. I've done the research. I have paid professionals to go out there and mark out where these things are. And that's why we're where we are on Kelsey Road today. Why we have to turn around, why the Class 6 road has been cut in, where the Class 5 road is.
I didn't realize there was a class road, 6 road cut in.
Pardon me?
I didn't realize there was a class 6 road cut in.
Yeah, this information's all been provided provided to the town from me, starting in 2007. So this shouldn't come as some kind of big surprise. And we especially went through it because the town, I had the road surveyed and marked out. The town had the road surveyed and agreed with my surveyor of his layout of Kelsey Road. Dave Knoll had the road surveyed when he did his development, when he subdivided that piece that's down there.
Well, in short, we're gonna do some road improvements to Kelsey Road and work within the right of way.
Yeah, I just ask you to investigate his concern and we'll go from there.
Yep. We'll do.
For the record, can I ask, you keep bringing up the stop sign.
Yes,
You alluded to the fact that it took 20 years to get the stop sign up. Are you in favor of the stop sign or not?
no, I had asked about a stop sign a while ago. No, I bought that property in '99, so it's been more than 20 years.
Okay, I'm just asking about the stop sign. You've brought it up. Is there an issue with the stop sign?
The issue is Kelsey Road was laid out on my property in 1823,
Yeah.
okay? Kelsey Road in that area, if you looked up on Google Maps, okay, take the road view, you will see, I mean, you won't see a stop sign, cause they haven't been back around to take that picture yet, alright? They've got like, the Google cars gone down there, either Montalona Road 2 or 3 times, and they always took pictures. And you will see in the pictures, where the stop sign is. You'll see the stone wall heading to the west, okay? You'll see big bushes. The people that lived in that house, they are the ones who constructed that stone wall along the border. It was their bushes that acted as border. And you'll see in the historic photos on Google Earth, the bushes were there. And then last year, the town went down, they tore out the bushes, they planted the stop sign, and it's in the wrong spot. It's to the south of the wall.
I heard you say that it was in a right of way, but not on Kelsey Road's right of way.
Pardon me?
I heard you say that it was actually on the Montalona right of way, not on Kelsey Road's right of way.
Yes. Yeah, that's what a stop sign is, it's actually, in that area where I have two overlapping right-of-ways,
Okay,
okay? Because I own, or I don't own, but it is my property on Montalona Road, halfway into the right-of-way. If we ever, not that it would happen, but if the road gets discontinued, that becomes my property.
I get it, okay. But right now, I'm hearing that the stop sign is in a right of way, maybe not the right one according to you, but it is in a right of way, and you do support the stop sign.
I don't support the stop sign in that spot, that stop sign,
You support the stop sign. You just said, you just don't agree that it's in the right spot, but you did say it's in a right of way, just not the right of way.
right,
We'll look into that.
okay, like I said, all that's in there. And I did say, the selectmen sent me a letter, and they told, and I answered that letter, and I even sent, an email a few weeks later, just to resend it, because I never heard back from them.
Okay,
I never heard back from their answer to my letter, I guess.
Okay,
Okay.
we can look into that, okay?
We'll look into it. I think that the best we can say is that we'll look into the location of that stop sign.
Okay, cause,
That's it.
alright, in that case, I'll leave. Yeah.
Crap. Thank you for your.
Alright, have a nice night.
Thank you.
All right, I'm
Take
going
care,
to
bud.
continue the opening, the public hearing, I'm open for, this is road agent, they have any concerns, questions about activities for this coming year? None, come on, after all that.
I have a question.
No.
Was that the, is that your crew that did the sweeping?
Yes,
Oh, is that done every year?
yes.
It is.
We rent the sweeping machine and one of our guys.
Okay, how many days does that take to do the whole time?
Roughly a week,
Does it, yeah?
plus or minus,
Yeah.
depending on
twice.
weather.
Nice, it actually was done after that thunderstorm the other night, so there was a lot of gravel on the road, I think.
Yeah, he
That
went,
was-
he had not finished over on Armin's Way, so he had to go back by and so he cleaned it all
Oh,
up.
okay.
We had a couple washouts.
Yeah, it does look good,
Yeah,
yeah.
he had a couple of washouts, it's a nice improvement.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I only got one thing to say, 15 months.
And for the,
won't be like tonight, Joe.
for the public, I'm gonna say, Kelsey Road has been contentious, there's been some contentious issues back and forth. So I'm not gonna dismiss anything what Mike said, I'm gonna take it, and the thing is, I think Jeff will take it all in earnest, and we'll look into that. And, he may have a point, he may not have a point, I just say we're gonna give him a fair shake as far as looking at it.
Pretty confident.
Okay.
Everything's in order.
Okay, that's all I ask, I
Yep.
think as a board, that's all we should have be asking. Okay, then are we ready to close, sir?
I am, if you guys are
Okay.
out of the hot seat up here.
Oh, I know, it's, that way you have to keep turning around to the audience.
Yeah, that was good, I really
I
appreciate it.
have,
I owe you.
Dave,
We got one question.
we got a question from.
Who's over there?
I'm around the corner.
Oh, you gonna come up front?
Hey, no, Kelsey Road, no, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay back here. The stop sign may be on the Montalona right away, but Jeff is right, it gives us clear, unobstructed view. On that road, there's always been a lot of logging, a lot of bigger trucks going down through these new homes being built. Big cement trucks going down through, the road flares at the end. If you put that stop sign out even with that stone wall, it'll be 10 feet into the center of the road there. That flare in the road is a common with most roads that come to an end like that, they have a flare. And having the stop sign off to the side, you still can see it plenty big, it's a nice big stop sign, but you also have the ability for those larger trucks to make the corners. When that road was narrower back a few years, all those trucks had trouble making those corners and were taking down the mailboxes. Everything's a little bit back now and it's working really good the way Jeff has it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. I'm gonna keep going on with the, Dunbarton, historical awareness about the Molly Star Cannon. Come on up.
Yes, well, I can speak from here.
That's fine.
I think as you know, the elementary school approached our committee about helping them form some kind of a program for their participation in the country's 250th anniversary celebration. So we brainstormed, put together a list of all the things that we might be able to do. Educational posters, this, and then Bill got the idea of Molly Stark Cannon, and the rest of us like, yeah, right, good luck trying to get the Molly Stark Cannon. But in any event, we went to the school, our liaison went to the school and said, here's our list of things, which things might you be interested in? And they thought they'd be interested in the cannon. So we said, all right, let's see if we can get the cannon, because if we can't get the cannon, then we don't even need to ask. So Bill, using his connections with the New Boston Fire Department and actually it's the New Boston Artillery. The New Boston Artillery was formed in 1938 to specifically handle the cannon. So they had a trained group of people that they could pass along their knowledge and keep in force through the years. It's actually owned by them. It is housed at the New Boston Historical Society, but it is owned by the artillery company. They are I think, if not all of them, most of them are firemen. Brandon was going to come tonight. He is a fire captain. He's kind of like the leader of the pack, if you will. And he could tell you all about the workings, et cetera, et cetera. But the cannon's usually only fired once a year in the New Boston Old Home Day Parade. It is paraded at various times in various areas, but it's rarely fired. But they would be willing to do that. We said, okay. We had to see if there was an appetite for the cost, which was $500, and we managed to get the money pooled together. So now we're coming to you and saying, okay, we got the pieces all put together. We've even found someone who can pull the cannon, Dave Heisler, with his horses, from the town commons around the back of the school in the ball field. So the principal cleared what he needed to do at his end. We've got the monies lined up, we've got the project in place, and so I guess we're at the point where, can we do this? Do we need a permit to do this? Do you wanna know more about the potential event?
Well, the thing is, I have concerns, my concerns revolve around safety. And I think, I kind of question myself, I sit back and I'm saying, I'm having kindergartens, first grade students up to sixth grade, and the thing is, I seriously question, as adults, what is the educational purpose of firing a cannon in front of a school? And I'm talking about 150 decibels, and over 150 decibels, that's permanently damaging hearing, as a start, okay? I'm fully in favor of bringing a cannon over, bringing it by horses, and put on a nice static display. I am not in favor of putting a live fire demonstration to kindergarten students anywhere up to the elementary school. I'm fully not, I can go further, but I'm not in favor of that at all. I think it's a bad move. As adults, we should know better. It's a weapon of war, and the educational purpose, I don't see it. Oh, it's gonna make a big boom. Well, the thing is, you can get a big boom with a firecracker. You don't need to make a cannon out of it. I firmly believe it's of historical value. It's nice to have a display, a static display, show the horses, show the cannon, but don't scare the living bejesus out of kindergarten students. I think that's irresponsible as adults and as this community. I think it's the wrong venue to have a cannon fire off. The thing is, I have some personal experience with firing cannons. I was on a cannon crew for Napoleon's 12-pound cannon, Civil War vintage. Bronze, very similar in design, except ours were rifled. We had 2 of them at the university I attended. The thing is, we were firing it incorrectly and too fast, and a gentleman who was ramming down the ramrod lost his arm due to an accident with the cannon. And his life was altered permanently forever. That has always stuck with me, as they're not toys, and they're not something to impress little kids with. It's a weapon of war, and it's dangerous. And just start with the loud noises by themselves. My question is, are we gonna have hearing protection for all the children?
That was one of the suggestions, yes.
Who's gonna monitor to make sure every child has hearing protection? I just don't see it, first graders, second graders, third graders, I don't see as a venue to firing a live fire. I don't see that. There's other concerns I have too. I was just looking at the layout of, what other people, what the national park uses and what Pennsylvania, they have a big contingency in Pennsylvania, what they use. I mean, they have to have, a physical barrier, 12 yards off, cleared off each side, 350 yards completely clear in front of it. They have to notify the fire department. There's a bunch of safety concerns, and National Park Service won't even allow historical cannons to be fired. They have to be replicas and certified. And so based upon that, I have my concerns. And then we asked last time, 2 weeks ago, we asked for a certificate of insurance as a starting point. I've not seen a certificate of insurance.
Lean, that was emailed to you within 24 hours.
I looked at that email, Donna, and there's nothing attached to it, and there's no.
Okay, but,
You didn't tell me that, because
I
I
didn't
mailed it
know.
within
Okay.
24 hours.
all right, regardless of that though, that's just one aspect of it. I can go down the list of other concerns I have. I talked to the school principal, and it was like, he was like, I couldn't get a yes or no whether he's really in favor of it. He goes, well, I wanted it after school for like the older kids, but I'm not really sure we should have it for the younger kids.
Is
But
this what he told you?
yes,
Okay, well, he did not communicate that
Okay.
to us, nor was it communicated
he
to our
said
liaison.
the only thing that was available was the morning, so he was having second thoughts after that because of the younger children being exposed to it. I talked to the school board chair, I explained to him my concerns, and I got the impression, but he's not in favor of it. And the thing is, that's one conversation, we haven't even went to the school board yet. Go ahead, sir.
We haven't heard none of this.
Well, I'm telling, this is why I asked you to come
Yeah,
in.
it sounds like you did a lot of research.
Well, as I said, I have a personal interest in this because I was served on one of these crews
Yeah,
before.
and I attend Musterfield Farm Day every year up there, and they fire a cannon all day long. It's an original cannon, and it's never been an issue.
All right, but original canon, and I saw, Fred did, thank you for your history of that, Fred, it was great history. The history said, well, they did x-ray it over 40 years ago. What's the structural integrity of that cannon today, or after being fired for the last about
It's a
45
bronze
years?
cannon.
Say
It's not
again?
a cast iron cannon.
No, it's called bronze.
It's
That's what he called
bronze.
it. He called it a bronze cannon.
Yeah, it is a bronze cannon,
It is a bronze cannon.
yes.
He called it a bronze cannon. You're speaking and very passionate, and I get it. But you gotta listen to what Bill's saying and not overturn him.
Okay.
Overspeak him, let him speak.
Go ahead, Bill, I'll let you continue, please.
No, it's
Wait
a
for
bronze
Bill.
cannon, they have a impeccable safety record with it. Never been an issue. As far as the educational value,
You
I thought being the 250th anniversary,
Of America,
So a kindergarten student's gonna really appreciate a loud, damaging to potential hearing, a loud noise that's gonna scare the bejesus out of them, and that's gonna really help celebrate the 250th anniversary. Sir, I disagree with you.
Mike, what if it was a 10% charge or something, lesser than, so.
It is a very.
And I wanted to
tough
ask how big the charge was, actually in pounds. And no one, the expert isn't here tonight.
well, it's written
The,
in
the fire chief, the fire captain was going to be here tonight, but he had to take a last minute shift for somebody else unbeknownst to
It's
us.
either a half or a third charge.
They
Again,
fire it every year at the New Boston, Old Home Day.
We had it here for the 225th anniversary.
okay, I've also heard, it's been, again, I hate rumors, I haven't validated this, but a member of the crew has been overheard by saying, this thing is ready to explode. That's a rumor I've heard, and the things, I'm throwing that out there, only because I've heard that just in the last 24 hours. And the thing is, I don't put any prejudice on that. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah. I got some additional information on bronze cannon versus steel and everything else from last few days I gave to Donna. I don't think you guys have it. I'll give it to you.
I sent it to everybody.
Huh? They have it?
Yeah, and they
You got a
have
copy
it
of
in
The
the
latest one?
We got it.
But, they say bronze, okay, the, old bronze cannons are primarily made of alloy copper, roughly 85–90%, and around tin, about 10–15%, creating a durable material often called gunmetal. These cannons were cast, allowing for complex designs and better resistance to bursting compared to early iron cannons often develop a green patina. Now, the composition I just read to you, the development of the patina is often makes it green, makes it protects it more, Manufacturing process, these cannons are manufactured by casting molten metal into detailed clay molds, often using recycled bronze from molded cannons. Now, while some of the early unreliable cannons were made of wrought iron, bronze was favored for its longevity despite being more expensive and less rigid than iron. And some of these cannons remain in service for over 200 years. Now, as far as noise and stuff, we for many years we had fireworks at the schoolyard in the ball field. And one of my jobs was to pull the hot paper out right after it fired to clean it up so we can reload it. Some of them were 6-inch diameter. This cannon is 4. And they're supposed to be less than half a charge with it when they fire this thing, if they fire. Now, I wanna ask you a question, Mike. If it does not come to pass at the school, is there a place maybe where they could do that to celebrate part of the 250th with that?
I would definitely consider that. I feel.
No, is there any place, anybody have any idea we could do something like that?
It'd have to be an open field, away from buildings.
Yeah.
And that would be the biggest thing. I look at, like the field across from you, Donna, you have that field, that whole, at the Seller Foundation there.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful field, it's wide open and it's far enough away from buildings and people.
The thought was, I had sent a Google Earth picture of everything around the school and the town common and everything to Brandon, and the thought was, if you look at Google Earth and you go to the north, and I wanna say north, but it's kinda northeast, there's no houses or anything there, that's just woods. And there's no projectiles coming out, it's
basically wadding, this is a little bit of aluminum foil and some cardboard.
Wet
and some
newspaper.
cloth. Say again?
Wet newspaper.
How is the charge packed? Is it packed in aluminum foil? Yes, it is. The charge, where's the black powder? How's it charged? How's it packaged, sir?
I'm not sure.
It's usually packed in aluminum foil. I'd say the majority of it's packed in aluminum foil, and then it's put into like a cloth sack as it goes in.
Brandon had said he will answer anybody's questions, he just could not be here. I just found out this morning he couldn't be here.
He said he's working a fire shift.
Yeah, I understood. Okay. I'd be willing to entertain a different venue other than the school.
I got a question, Mike. Are you speaking for the whole board?
No, I'm not. I'm speaking for one opinion. I only one vote on this board.
I haven't heard from the others.
They're gonna chime in as soon as I'm done.
Can we hear from the other two? We're just
Sure.
curious what the points of view and what the questions might be.
Okay.
I mean, I'll speak first. So this is fired annually over in New Boston?
Yes.
Is it fired anywhere else, do you know?
They try not to because it's expensive. First of all, they have to get a certain number of people there to cover the operation of it. One person does this, one person does this.
Where's the cost? Is it in
It's
the hiring the
$500.
people?
It's,
Yeah, but hiring
well, no,
the
they have to buy
certified people.
insurance. They have insurance and they have militia uniforms
Okay.
and, you know, these people are either not working or.
Also, there's some reenactment
There's
costs
some-
for the actors.
Exactly. It goes
Okay.
into a fund. They have a fund. They're not making any money off this.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not a certified nonprofit
Do
yet.
they,
do have
do
a
they
bank
have any
account.
type of safety sheet on what they, what they do? I mean, I'm
Again,
only,
these are all-
I'm hearing all this for the first time,
Yeah,
so.
again, these are all things, I thought he was going to be here to answer all the questions. We did not find out until this morning. I got a text message while I was at Fred's house, mid-morning, saying he couldn't make it tonight.
It takes a 5-man crew to fire that cannon. Everybody has a specific job. One person stands there with his thumb over the fuse hole, all the time it's being loaded. And they have a pretty rigorous safety procedure.
There are video reenactments on, you can just Google the Molly Stark Cannon, and there's hundreds, thousands of videos, talks, information about it. You know, they've been doing it for a very long time.
Obviously, we have someone here that's experienced
Yes, in a not good way,
an
so
accident.
of course he's got
Yeah,
an
an
imprint
accident
on
with
his,
a cannon,
yes.
so I
get
can
it.
understand a little bit of the
I
passion.
get it.
Passion there. I think I'm probably more interested in understanding just the safety protocols around it before I would ever make a decision, because, if you're looking
Well,
for me
I
to say yes or
guarantee you,
no.
the insurance company, having been an insurance agent for over 20 years, the insurance company would not be issuing an insurance policy of $1 million if they were not assured that this thing was safe.
And how about the ear protection, was that,
We
is that
can-
accepted by you folks to?
We talked about it with the school, and we said we can get the earplugs for
Styrofoam
everybody,
things.
yep. Well, the squishy ones that are very soft and go in, not the hard
Yeah.
ones, whatever they
Yeah.
suggest.
What about parental permission too?
That's something they can do through Parent Square, we can't do that.
No, but the thing is, I think that would be a mandatory type thing.
That's a very good point, maybe the principal should send out a notice to all the, ask the parents how they feel about it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good.
Chuck, do you have any questions?
Well, we're here to interact, we're trying to get information. This is the first we've been able to meet with you, I offered to come 2 weeks ago, but Lean said you were too busy and to send an email, which is why you kinda got snapped with it without any verbal, you know.
Understood. And the thing is, I guess my whole negativity about that is my personal experience.
Exactly,
And the thing is, I just don't like children being exposed to weapons of war for a big bang. I don't think it's, the educational purpose is not there. I think it may be as an adult, we may see a cannon go off, we may say, oh, wow, that's cool. But I don't want a first grader see it act. I really don't. I think that's a wrong answer we're asking for first graders. And, yeah, it's our 250th anniversary, but I'm sorry. If it was my child, my grandchild there, I would say no go. And that's just my personal opinion.
I understand, though I think what the principal is going to do is they are having an entire set of activities at the school, and one of the things they are focusing on the week prior, this would be Friday, that particular week, is they are doing a kind of a reenactment of the Boston Freedom Trail. And they haven't, we still don't know whether they're gonna be 7 classes doing 1 point on the Freedom Trail or 14. We don't know yet whether they're breaking that up, but you know, one would be Bunker Hill, that classroom is responsible for drawings of Bunker Hill. They are gonna walk an entire Freedom Trail through the corridors of the school, and each room will act as a point on the Freedom Trail, and their prize at the end is to hear the cannon fired on Friday morning. That's the way it was presented to us. So if the principal has changed his mind, he's
The
not
principal-
communicating
I would
with
say the
us.
principal was, I couldn't get a clear ambivalent.
Yeah, we've not been able to either. He's very,
Non-committal.
yes,
You said you
Yes.
spoke to the chairman of the school board too?
I did speak to the chairman of the school board,
Yep.
and he was leaning towards my viewpoint.
I can understand why, I mean, you know, with your presentation, and your
right,
experience.
yeah.
Fred?
From my side,
Fred?
I share the safety concerns that Mike has as well, and noise. I really think we need to hear from Brandon, the leader of this group, that's
We have
the
time.
artillery group, so I really think we need to hear
Are
from
you
him
having
because
any workshops between now and the next meeting where he could meet with you? Or it would be 2 full weeks?
well, we'd have to
before-
plan that ahead, but you know, it was x-rayed like over 40 years ago. I'd like to know how often does it need to be x-rayed? This thing, the cannon is over 275 years old. You know, I'm saying 275 years, and it was manufactured. You know, I'd like to hear from this Brandon that, you know, more of these questions that we
It's
can't
funny
answer
because
tonight. I don't think, I'd like to get more information.
Oh, I understand.
Because
The funny thing is, the New Boston Historical Society, when I was talking to my counterpart over there, and he said, because I was asking about the cannon, he said, oh, don't you think you're gonna get that cannon to fire? They don't fire that for anybody, we're begging them to fire it all the time, we can barely get them to fire it once a year. So he says, I don't know how you guys managed to get someone to say yes. I said, well, it was the old boy network, but,
Well,
you know,
in your description, they said they fired for only really special occasions.
yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'm sorry, in front of a school was, I would see more for maybe 4th of July or something on the
Well,
250th anniversary.
that is the 250th, that's.
What I'm saying, on the 4th of July,
Well,
but
yeah,
not,
but the kids aren't in school.
but that's
They were-
the kids are the most vulnerable here in
I
America.
hear ya. All right, so what else do you want me to get for information?
Size of charges, I need to probably speak to the subject matter expert, how
Yep,
he's
I
gonna handle
understand that, all
and
right.
was the insurance a
it.
question
We need
as
the
well?
insurance, so you need to
have-
resend that.
Lean, I wish you'd told me, cause I sent it.
I didn't, Donna, I print what I can, if you said that I'll send an insurance, I'm not gonna go searching for it. I thought it was to the selectmen that you'd sent.
I sent it to okay, I'll get it again.
And my question is, how often does it need to be x-rayed? You know, is the x-ray from
Mhm.
over 40 years
That's
ago
fine,
still?
I will point him in that
still
direction,
valid?
I can't, yep, that's
You know,
good,
yeah.
yep.
And I think the school, if the school's gonna wanna sponsor this, that's what they're doing, I think they need parental permission. And what are we gonna do with the
Okay.
children stay home that day so they don't experience it? I think it's, to me, a static display there is
Yeah.
equally valuable. And maybe
Good
firing
point.
off on the true 4th of July, or maybe
Good
another
point.
day. Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up so everybody can hear, that's why. In all fairness to both sides, can we get the whole school board together with you guys and find out what the information is?
I would just like to get a consensus from, get a consensus from the school board, they don't necessarily all have to come in, but I'd like to have it discussed at a school board meeting
Yeah,
and get a
right,
consensus.
right. Yeah, also, there was another thing that Bill was talking about getting was a drummer from town. He was gonna drum the marches to, you know, set the cannon up, march, get into, what was the different things that we're gonna drum, Bill?
A revolutionary drummer boy. Probably the unsung heroes of the Revolutionary War. They were young at 7 years old. They went into battle. But they had all the battle cries, they done on a drum. So I was gonna have them lead the procession from here to the schoolyard with the cadence of the drummer.
Okay,
Now, can I ask another question?
please.
If Dave comes with his horses to pull this cannon, if the cannon stays dropped off here, and they get the drummer, is there any problem with people making like a parade down to the school without fire, if they wanna fire it someplace else, or?
I have no issue with that.
Okay.
It's the firing of the cannon that I have my issue.
Yeah,
There's a static display, a demonstration of how it was carried, the case on, I think that's all fine.
right. I understand where you're coming from, the noise, I was in the Navy too, so.
You can still hear us, that's good.
I hear you.
So, those are things they gotta get ironed out too, because you don't want, last second, oh, are we gonna get this guy or not, or whatever?
Right, and the thing is, I think it's, we started a discussion here, and that's where it's, the state is, we're at a discussion right now. We're not gonna approve or disapprove anything tonight. I think we should keep an open dialogue, and we move forward.
Right.
We'll get some input from the school board and from the subject matter expert.
Yeah.
One more thing, I'd just like you to realize how in demand this cannon is, being the 250th anniversary.
Well, the thing is, it can't be that much demand, because I know in the National Park Service, they don't allow, but they only allow replicas to fire, because of safety
That's
concerns.
part
Probably
of the
other
reason.
towns, I don't know, but that's what I've heard, it's a big demand, being the 250th anniversary. And we were lucky enough to procure it, so.
For it to go bang, I don't share your,
I understand that.
understood, okay, I don't share your,
Yeah, and-
passion for it.
I'd like to say, I was a combat veteran, I was in combat, I know all about big bangs. I didn't sit behind a desk.
Well, the thing is, that's fine, but the thing is, I don't wanna trade war stories here. Okay, I can tell you my stories too, but we'll say that for another day, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, comment?
I wanted to follow up on what Bill said about Mustardfield Farm. They have a little farm day and they bring in a reenactment group that does fire the cannon out in the field, and it's a mixed attendance, you know, small kids up to people my age. And I've never noticed anybody reacting to the cannon. They'll fire it maybe once every half hour or something like that. It just adds a nice little ambiance to the whole activity. It's a whole farm day type thing, and just one more piece of what they put on up there. And
Well, sir, I disagree with you. That is a weapon designed to kill people. To me, I don't find that ambiance. I disagree with you.
well, I understand. I mean, people have their own opinions.
Right.
And I recognize you're passionate about it, but I could be equally passionate. And
Right.
then we could sort of neutralize each other. The second is, you were saying maybe a different location. Would our field back there be a suitable location?
I'd be more than happy to support that. Where people could be, people who want to attend, no problem. And the thing is, that way we have parental involvement here too. And the
Yeah.
thing is, some parents may not want their children exposed to that.
But that may end up being a plan B.
Yeah, again, a different venue I would support a different venue.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got a couple of comments. Is this the same cannon that was brought to town a number of years ago, and they fired off in a triangle out there by the bathtub?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
never
So it's
sleep.
come to town before and been fired off.
Okay,
I mean, just
understood.
a different time, I'll admit, it was an old home day thing. I believe at that time it was well
Well,
referred. I almost spoiled it for him though, because we were at, this guy, Steve Kennedy, a lot of you people knew Steve Kennedy. He was, on the old home day committee, and we were all having a meeting, and for some reason I was there. So I was teasing the guys from New Boston, we were gonna steal that cannon back.
Oh, boy, there's a whole
He called
story
me that
there.
night and said, why did you ever say that?
That's a whole, the whole history.
There's a big game with that. And man, he said, why did you ever say that? It took me forever to talk about it. I was just joking around.
And that would be, they would wash it in a
Oh
heartbeat.
my God, that was horrible.
Yes.
But it's the same cannon, and like I said, it was received well then.
Yeah.
The other thing is,
How many shots do they plan on doing, just one shot at their school?
I believe two,
What's the spacing of the timing of the shots?
as soon as they reload.
See, that's, at any national park, state parks, they ask for at least 3 minutes between firing. And
It takes that long.
no, it doesn't, you can load it in 14 seconds.
I just got one other
So,
comment.
No, you
It's
can't.
unfortunate that we're,
Takes longer than,
seems as though
15
we're
seconds.
no, it's not 14 seconds.
kicking a lot of our history away. Because some of it hasn't been pleasant, and we're burying it, and I think that's a bad thing. I mean, I understand what you're saying about the downside of this, but it's all history, and history is a very important part, and we're seeing it every day. Statues are coming down, things are changing, we're rewriting history. Yeah, maybe we did things as a nation that were bad, but you can't forget about it, because as everybody says, history repeats itself.
That's
You
why,
can't bury stuff, you have to expose people to the good and the bad to get a well-rounded.
that was the reason for the juxtaposition of the drum. Because they could only use the drums to communicate on the battlefield over the sounds of the cannons, because yelling wouldn't work. That's what they used for communication to the different commands. So they would, anyhow, that was the reason for that.
And again, I would definitely support a static display, and maybe with the horses drawing the cannon down there, I have no issues with that. But actually firing, it's the safety concern, that's my concern. And okay, I'm gonna call it, we have some work to do,
We have work to do, yep.
and I'll leave it at that, and I hope everyone understands my position here.
Oh, no.
No, I think.
No question.
First of all,
No
we have to get some parental position, so we'll have to talk to the school about using Carrot Square for that.
And that's important too.
Yeah, oh, it is. And matter of fact, I wanna talk to a couple of the parents, and I wanna see what their concerns are.
And remember,
Address them all at once.
tell them that, who's gonna go around checking the earplugs for the kids? You know, who's,
I hear ya.
yeah, and the thing is, 150 decibels plus is still high, and,
Well, I'm gonna confirm that, so, okay,
I think it's any worse than fireworks.
yeah, yeah. But I will resend that certificate of insurance to everybody.
okay. Thank you, we had a great dialogue, and the thing is, that's why,
Can we get you to do the horse shoveling?
wow, be nice to me. The thing is, you know, it made a big impression when I know the guy who had his arm gone, and the thing is, to have him come return to school with a hook, it was very bad, and the thing is.
I understand where you're coming from.
Dan,
And we were firing every 15 seconds and then some.
Yeah.
And we were firing against we found out Civil War regulations, we were doing it too fast. And what happened, I'll give you an example, what happened, it was a Napoleon, bronze cannon, which we had to shine as underclassmen. It was green as the living daylights. And when we took it out, we would fire it for touchdowns at footballs, at graduation ceremonies, but sometimes you get touchdowns, they go fast sometimes, when you score a point, and then you get an extra point, then we have to do the cannon again. Well, they were doing the cannon, and the thing is, they swab it down, but there was a spark left in the tube, after they swabbed it down. And he immediately, within the 15 seconds, puts another charge in, rams it down, and then the cannon blows off, the ramrod comes out, takes his arm with it. And that was a sad story, that's what makes an impact, that's why safety is concerned, and like, earplugs, yeah, as an adult, we're gonna protect our ears, but you're gonna tell a little kid running around that, get the earplugs in, please, darling, it's gonna be challenging.
You should stop driving cars.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna move
Yeah.
on from the subject.
You wanna be the last one, right, Mike?
No, just to give my philosophy, I'm not sure where I'm coming from.
But you gotta realize what Jeff said too.
True, but the thing
History is history, don't take it away from the people.
No, but firing a cannon.
Give them history.
But
okay?
firing a cannon is not necessarily history.
They happen millions and millions and
Your
millions of
opinion.
times throughout life, it
Right.
still does.
But you're gonna damage a young child's
Not
ears?
necessarily, not necessarily, you know, and I'm trying to be both sides here,
Right.
you know?
And I've even read online, you know, we talk about foam earplugs, and the thing is, the cannon crews are the ones who are probably at most risk. And I was reading articles about when it came to like hearing safety, they have to use the ones that the military use for artillery pieces. And because it's so loud, that the foam ones just don't do the job, they were just given a hard time with the foam ones. And when I heard that, I'm saying, geez, you know, okay, we're gonna get.
Well, what did you use when you were at the football games? Did you use anything?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, you did good then.
It was,
You
we
did
had mandatory procedures.
But
but
doesn't
we didn't
necessarily mean that Jeff or me or you or her or him is gonna do the same thing you did.
That's-
I'm not,
No,
you know,
that's true, but the thing is, why put children in that?
you're not necessarily going to.
Well, the thing is, I don't even what I'm gonna ask the guy when he comes in. the
Yeah,
gentleman,
please.
The thing is, just the layout, how close can they be to the cannon? And there are thousands of manuals out there, I just pulled one off the internet, and
Yeah.
and like, when I pulled one off, I said, oh, there's another one, they're all the same. They're all the same. They gotta be like no closer than 12 yards with a physical barrier between that and the cannon. I've seen no plan for that at all at this point.
Could we suspend the discussion until we get more
Yes,
information?
yes. I'm starting to drown everyone else, so I apologize. Okay. Any last questions? I'm gonna hold it off. Last comments?
Nope.
Not from me, none from me. Okay, thank you. Appreciate the dialogue. Don, we'll get back, okay?
Oh, yeah, no, I can get more information, I gotta get back to the principal.
Okay, we're gonna continue on now.
I think the school board is a critical component of this, even more than us.
The school board's already been tainted,
If you,
How?
because you already spoke to somebody and gave them your
well,
passionate.
taint them the other way. I think their decision is important.
I
Actually,
agree, their
more important
decision
than
is
ours.
important, but if somebody's gonna have a meeting, the school board, they've already heard one side, they should hear the other side.
I talked to one person on
It
the.
doesn't matter,
I think
this is a small town, you
No, that's
don't know
fair,
better?
that's fair, they need to hear both sides.
Yeah, I have no
They
issue
need
with
to,
that.
they need to
That's
hear
fair,
both sides, so
fair.
that.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything about it, let's move on to the next item, please.
All right,
There's extra copies there, Mike, if you wanna share them,
Historical Society.
yep, there's Allison, you're up.
there's 4 copies in here,
Okay.
in your.
I followed you a letter in April 5th. You probably have it in front of you.
That's the one.
Seriously. If you want, I'll read it. If not, we can talk about it.
Hold on one second, Allison, while we sort through the paperwork here.
Good.
I got it identified.
I'm gonna sit down.
Come right up here, sit down, Allison.
Yeah. I'll sit right here. Okay.
You have police protection.
Who's gonna?
They all have a copy in front of them, but if you wanna read it, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. You want me to read it?
Yes.
Okay, Dunbarton Board of Selectmen, at the Dunbarton Historical Society's annual planning meeting on Thursday, April 2nd, a unanimous vote was taken regarding the Old Home Day Parade route. Members strongly supported returning to the long-standing route, lining up on Barnard Hill Road, proceeding along Stark Highway, and concluding at Dunbarton Elementary School. With coordination between the town's Old Home Day Committee, Selectmen, and the Dunbarton Police Department, that's okay. We believe any traffic concerns could be effectively managed through a planned detour. We also recognize a significant effort involved in participating in the parade. Transporting tractors, handling horses, and creating floats requires time and dedication. And following a traditional route offers participants the rewarding experience of passing through a well-loved historic stretch lined with spectators. As an organization, we anticipate a strong turnout this year in celebration of America's 250th. We are hoping that by working together, we can bring back a route that has long been a favorite in our community. We would appreciate appreciate your consideration of this change and look forward to appearing before the Board of Selectmen at a meeting to work this out.
Allison, thank you. The thing is, I may be one step ahead of you, because a week and a half ago, I got the same concerns from the old home day planning committee.
Well, obviously, a lot of people are
Yes,
concerned.
yes, and the thing is, I've already directed the gentleman next to you to start investigating why we cannot use, or how can we use Route 13? And that was, it was initially, our first blush was, the chief said, I don't think we can do it, it's a state highway. But he's already found out great information for us, and I want you to share with us, chief.
Sure, so, just a little bit of the backstory, so you all remember the original route, very well. I think the problem was over the years, the parade, which is great, got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and the staging location that had been used was no longer sufficient. And it was creating a lot of traffic problems in that area. So I know we pivoted, went with a shorter route. I did reach out to the DOT and I asked, because it's a state highway, it's my name on the permit, so I need to make sure that we have everything lined up correctly. They said that we can do a planned detour at the bottom of the hill, start north at Winslow, and then start south at Mansion. So if we can have an actual planned detour as part of the permit, we're good to go. My only request would be, we just need to kind of figure out the staging location, because I do anticipate a big turnout and a lot of participation, which is fantastic. I just wanna make sure it's safe for everybody and manageable for the police department as well.
Fred, you got a comment?
I know some of you have been in town as long as I have, and, when we used to have the parade, we used to start, it was on Holmes Road. We lined up there, we went around, and we lined up to get off Route 13 to line up. So that's still on top of the hill, but,
Right.
you know.
Or we could even, look at using Burnham Lane or.
Burner Lane, excuse me, yeah.
But the fact that we can use 13, which was off the table, we took it off the table, the previous years, and it was a short parade, it was like not as good as what we had in the past.
Well, nobody wants to put the effort into big
Right.
floats if we're gonna go
So,
around
the thing is,
common.
we are gonna use 13, that's the bottom line.
Okay.
Going where we line up is gonna be determined, working with, the old home day committee and the police chief, will determine where we determine. But 13 will be used, and whether it goes all the way down to the gas station and then all the way up, if we get a
Why
parade
don't
that
you wanna
long.
do that?
No, if we get a parade that long, it's great.
No, no, I don't wanna go there.
Okay.
We only go downhill, we don't go
Okay,
up.
but the thing is, I heard the rumors early, and I had him working on it early.
They weren't rumors, they were true.
Okay, well, the thing is, I think we're all in agreement, we want a great parade, it's the 250th, we want a long parade, we wanna encourage everyone to be there, not walk 50 feet and then that's the end of the day.
You want a cannon?
And Tom,
Now you're pushing it there.
Tom Fasano, he's a great person.
Yeah, we've been in communication.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
But not just for this year,
Yeah.
but for the following year.
Yes, we are setting a precedent.
We're setting a precedent with the
Good,
permit,
okay,
because when
yeah.
we were doing detours before, it was non-permitted detours, as far as my understanding. So if I can do a permit, like we have to do,
Oh, yeah.
because
Okay,
if
I see.
anything touches 13, we need a permit.
Yep.
But if I can build in a planned detour as part of the permit, we'll have that precedence and
Very
we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Thank you.
'Cause yeah, I think we have an assembly plan in the works, and maybe Wayne can allude to that.
Yes, Wayne Mills. Chief, in the past, when we were on the old route, my backyard served as the horse staging.
Right.
So gave the horses a nice place to be in the shade, people to assemble. Young kids loved it because they could see the horses and they had entertainment while they were getting ready with the parade floats and so forth. And that's open now too, I'm there and I would welcome anybody to use our backyard for that.
Sounds like a great plan.
Mike, I have a couple questions. As somebody who's been in the parade and formed up at the beginning, at Wayne's house and so forth, I've seen a number of the people in the parade forming up on Route 13, not just Barnard Hill. Would we be restricted to only forming up on Barnard Hill Road and not Route 13?
No,
Or is it still.
I think as long as we could have that detour in place, probably, you're always gonna have some people sneaking around it. We could have that in place probably a half hour before people are staging. That'll allow us to flush the bulk of the traffic out, and then we should be able to use 13. The only problem is you're always gonna have some stragglers, whether they're coming Grapevine to Burnham on the 13. So we'll have an officer or a couple officers up there to deal with any stragglers, but I don't see an
Okay,
issue
that
with
was-
using 13.
A couple of my other concerns too is the timing. It seemed in the past that detour was applied at the very last minute before the parade
Because we weren't
started.
supposed to do it.
And that caused some problems because there's a lot of traffic coming through.
Yeah.
So to hear that it's a half an hour ahead sounds really good to me.
That's what I'm gonna ask for.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
in fact, we talked about that, how long is parade? And we said, give it an extra half hour, just in case.
Right. Oh, okay. And, I was wondering if maybe some large signs posting of reduced speed limit might help, 20 miles per hour, or whatever the number is, I don't know, but that might help as well, cause some people have gone through there pretty fast, while the parade is forming up, and just have those safety concerns.
The good part with Stark North and Stark South, the one on Stark South got damaged, so I gotta deal with that. But we have our 2 portable speed signs, and I know that in the past we've put those out. We deployed those around major events like Halloween and stuff like that. Just gives people a visual feedback and slows them down a little bit. So that's something at the very least, traffic coming southbound, we would have our portable speed sign just around the bend as you're coming out the center of town going northbound.
Okay, that would help.
Yeah, we have it
Yeah,
for
great.
southbound traffic.
I was overruled, but the thing is, I was trying to volunteer, Jeff, your truck, so we could just block the road.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The biggest snow plows you got.
You can take the heat.
Well, as Chris says, do it. Okay, but the thing is, we'll use whatever we have to make the parade go.
Can I,
Go ahead.
Barton Hill, are you gonna put a detour there as well? Saying parade in progress, detour, only because that would be, people aren't really.
We've had a lot of
I mean,
complaints from
more
Barton Hill residents.
detours would be better than not enough, because then even just going by, is it Winslow Road, Stark Lane, and then Mansion and back up, they're right in the center of it. And
Yeah, I mean, the good part about Barnard, that's a town road, so we can pretty much do whatever we want. As
Oh,
long as Jeff
okay.
has the barricades, we're good to go.
Oh, okay.
It's not only Barnard Hill, it's, the road coming up from, by your house.
Yeah, Tiger Hill.
And, Robert Rogers Road.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
maybe the Old Home Committee can put out a little note, please don't block anybody's driveway on Barnard Hill, I heard that was a problem.
Yes, and that's a concern of Barnard Hill, so we may have to put some on.
Just a little note to all the people participating, would be sufficient, and we can police ourselves, because law enforcement's got a hard enough job.
He's the man with the horses.
Don't look like being so grouchy.
Good to hear
I
that.
think if we advertise the route and the detours multiple times, I have a good in with the boat times, so we can get it in there month after month, so it's not
So,
a surprise.
Allison, in response to your statement, thank you, your input is noted, and we support that, we as a board support that.
Very good.
The chief of police will be working with the committee to make sure, get a plan together in a timely manner so we get a permit.
I appreciate it.
That was my concern, that you'd be in touch with the, Old Home Day Committee as soon as you have an answer from the chief.
And in fact, the chairman can verify that we've already been in contact via email talking about this already.
Yeah, we started on it as soon as Allison, well, actually, Bill called me first, and then I heard from Allison. We started right in on it, because we knew we had a time constraint, so we didn't wanna wait till here to get started, we want it resolved here so we can move forward.
And when I got wind of it, I asked chief to get going on it, make it a priority.
Yeah, well, I talked to the chief first, cause he's really the guy I have, get permission from, you guys,
We just rubber stamp things.
That's it.
They're my support group.
Okay.
And the other thing is, I wanna bring up, is the communication's a lot easier now with social media. I was telling Chris, I've been, since 1977 or 76, I ran a Concord Christmas parade, until COVID set in and I got in a car accident. So for 45 years, Dick Pat did all the paperwork, and I logistically ran the entire parade. And that was a massive parade with massive number of volunteers and signs and roadblocks and you name it, we had to do it. And we didn't have the social media. Now, we can put it on the town's Facebook page, we could put it on Old Home Day Facebook page, telling people this is where you're gonna form up, this is where you're gonna go, don't block the driveways. We could put that information out in a heartbeat that we couldn't do before, and it will make it a lot smoother and a lot easier to go.
Great, thank you. So, chief, you got your work cut out for that.
Yeah, I think with the information I have, I can apply for the permit now and tweak things after if I need to, but I think the bulk of the permit is really just nailing down the time, so the 10 o'clock Is the start time?
10 o'clock start.
Alright, so,
And the road agent isn't even gonna support you.
As long as you don't move the stop sign.
No stop sign, Jim.
Okay, thank you, Allison.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, chief, you're up. Personal leave policy.
yeah, you too, Allison.
Love it, Uncle Leo. Love it.
Keep you company.
Good meeting.
Thank you, Uncle Leo. Be good.
I was gonna say, but that wasn't today.
Really?
That's what's gonna happen, maybe.
Yeah, I hope not.
No, that's what I'm telling you, he told us that.
Yes, absolutely.
We gotta swap stories.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, you're right, I didn't respond to you.
Easter Day, and one like from Norman Moore, the whole member.
Yeah, it was 9.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
I had nothing to show you.
Let me, just.
I don't want to-
I've been straight out busy.
Go ahead.
This is the paragraph, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't bring my own card. Yes, yep.
Okay, and then I printed the RSA's.
Okay, thank you so much.
Get out of the dungeon.
You know, I'm glad I made a phone call to you, Dave, proactive.
You can leave like everybody else.
With,
The parade route.
yeah, parade route.
You would have really been in a hot water.
One's good enough, not two.
I'll apply for the permit.
Yeah,
And,
just figure out what's best for the stage and location. I have
Yeah.
no qualms about anything. And Jeff,
We
you do a
got
strike.
signs with you,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I figured Jeff and I will connect.
You
We'll
just, when you
toss
need
up-
them, when you figure out what you're gonna do,
Yeah.
how many you need, we'll make it happen.
We'll put up tons of barricades.
It'll make it happen.
Snow plows and everything.
You know,
Just the key, like you said, in the office is there.
Yeah.
Say, where are you going?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that'll be an all hands on deck kind of a. Okay, so I appreciate the board's time in advance tonight. This all came about, I dabble in human resources, and I got a court case update. I believe it was a US Supreme Court case that basically said, it was a private company, I think it was Delta Airlines, but it said that if you as an employer offer bereavement leave, jury duty leave, things like that, you also need to offer paid military leave. So right now, with the town of Dunbarton, it's unpaid. You can use your vacation time or personal time, but you're not required to do so. So what I did is, I looked at the state law. So the state has a law where they'll pay up to 15 days a year if you're in the reserves or in the guard. And again, that's only for state agencies, but there's a follow-up paragraph that says nothing prohibits municipalities or political subdivisions from adopting essentially the same statute. So I just put together a proposal for the board's review, mirroring state law with respect to military leave. And this all came about not only from that case I was talking about, but Officer Davies is in the Marine Corps Reserves. And he's coming from a state agency with those 15 paid military leave days per year. So I figured now was a good time to broach this with the board for the board's review and consideration. I know Lee and I have talked about it a little bit, and I think it's a great benefit to be able to offer and support those that are in our armed services.
I know how I feel about it. I'm gonna keep my comments in the reserve, but I wanna get my two colleagues to chime in, to think about it.
Well, I was in the Army Reserve for 32 years, so I know it's not just a state law, but it's a federal law, I
Right.
believe, that you have to give this military time off.
Yes.
You don't have to do the pay.
Right.
When I was employed with a civilian employer, we were paid a differential payment. So
Okay.
if we made less in the military, they would pay the difference.
Oh,
If
okay.
I made more at the job, in the civilian job, they would
Sure.
just pay the difference, they wouldn't pay the full amount.
Okay.
So that was the policy. Now, I
I've
think
seen that
that's,
many times.
I think the payment is the company's policy.
Yes.
Right, but to give them time off, if they get military orders, they have to get the military orders for training.
That's right.
For that 15 days.
We do have a policy in our personnel policy right now, but it's not
Okay.
paid.
But it's no loss of stature either, that's a law.
Right, yeah, and you, Sarah, and all the, I read up on that,
That's the
this
thing I
is,
was talking.
yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember it.
And thank you for your service, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
This is more so, I wanted to figure out a way financially to pay. And I like the idea of doing the differential pay, I think that's a great idea.
I think I'd be.
That's generally how jury duty is dealt with too, I think, right, is, I don't know if our town policy has that, but I've been aware, like jury duty, you would have to, the employer would pay the difference between what they would get for jury duty, so if you get paid $100 a day
Right.
for jury duty, you would
Make
only
up
get
the
the difference, yeah.
I
Or I think there's even a case where the person submitting to military or jury would have to forward their pay to the town, and then the town pays their full
Right.
amount.
Yep.
So for me, that's probably the only question here would be around how that's actually worded.
Logistics.
Is it a return the pay to the town, they get the full pay from the town, or is it a differential?
I mean, me personally speaking, I think just doing the straight differential is probably the way to go.
I think it's a win for the employee and a win for the town, so
Yeah.
you're not over
Right.
paying them.
They're gonna be paid the military pay regardless, they can't waive that.
Right, and so,
It's not like jury duty, or what you're speaking of, the military is gonna pay them
Correct,
for their time. So they-
correct.
Military through here, bereavement, and then jury duties
And-
here. Leave without.
when is the next person going on military leave?
So he starts Monday and he goes on his drill weekend Thursday.
Okay.
So he won't have a full 40-hour week next week, so that's why this prompted kind of a urgency on my part to come in before the board. I think the differential pay is a great idea.
Would this be for up to 15 shifts, you're saying?
That was for full pay. I don't know how it works with differential pay. If it's limited to, basically, does that cover all of your drill weekends and
No.
your annual training, or is it just up to 15?
The drill weekend, that differential didn't apply for that. The
Okay.
differential pay was only for the active duty pay,
Okay.
when the 2 week of annual training,
Okay.
that's when the differential pay kicked in.
Understood.
And where they're doing these things in the drill pay in conjunction with the annual training, that's a little bit different too.
Sure.
So, it's been a long time, but that differential pay would only apply to that annual training time.
Okay.
You
Not
see,
the
Not the
drill
drill
weekends.
time.
Annual training is just about 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to get more training out of the guys,
Right.
so, for a longer time.
Okay.
I like the idea of differential too.
So to accommodate this, I just read the jury
Because-
duty. This
Because
is
with
what-
the differential pay, they don't lose anything, you know, if they make less in the military, then they'll still be paid what they normally would pay.
So if they make more,
paid.
do they make more, do they pay the town?
No, it doesn't work that way.
It actually says here, full-time employees who are summoned for jury duty shall be paid their normal day's pay. The full-time employees will remit to the town all compensation he or she receives for performing that jury duty. That's how that's accommodating the differential. Jury duty never ends up paying more than,
Right, that-
I think it's like $35 a day or something.
yeah, it's pretty,
It's been made,
It's bad.
so my only question or issue with this is just wording it correctly, so it's worded as differential.
I think we just gotta work on wording.
Now, there is a caveat with this differential pay too, whereas in the military, you're expected to work 7 days a week, so whereas in a civilian job, it's 5 days a week, so there is a calculation there too.
Well, that's how workers' comp calculates reimbursement for injury. It's based on 7 days, not 5.
So it'd probably be similar to that.
Take the whole pay,
So-
divide by 7, and multiply it by 5, and that's what our insurance company will pay. so I don't know, it sounds like
It
that's what.
sounds like that might be the same, yeah. So it works to the advantage of the employee as well, doing it that way.
We just gotta put it in the
But-
paper.
And I apologize for the time crunch,
No, you're watching out for your
Bring it
guy,
kinda
which is
last
good, and the thing is, I fully support this, I like the idea of differential, that way, he's incentivized to go to training, which is a great thing for the country, but he's not losing pay by going to the training.
Right, right. And I think, you know, the good part is once he's up and running, we'll be able to schedule, cause he'll have every other Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, so the plan being that we'll be able to schedule his schedule here around his drill, his
Right.
Monthly drill.
And the thing is, I don't wanna pay in advance, so the thing is, what he would do, at the end of conclusion, when you leave, you get a pay statement. He needs a copy, the pay statement's
The
gotta
pay
be,
statement and the orders.
and the orders, submitted to payroll clerk.
Mhm.
And then we have to figure out, say it was he was there for 14 days, 2 weeks.
Yep.
We pay the differential for,
15, up to 15
Up to
days
15
is what
days,
it
yeah.
usually is.
Okay.
usually when they do, 14 days, they usually give them travel days too,
Right, right.
and that's considered a payday too.
Yep. And I think we have that in our policy too, the travel day on either end.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what I'm hearing then is, let's say you said he's working a few hours of the
So
shift.
he'll have 24 hours next week,
So-
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because he's in an admin role right now. And then Thursday, Friday, when he would normally be here, he's gonna be at drill. So next week he'll only have 24 hours regular time here.
Okay. Have to figure that out.
So,
And this is strictly gonna be for training, not for the other, you said there's.
the weekend
for the
drills,
annual training.
annual training.
The annual
Just-
training
just the
time,
annual training.
which is active duty time. Active duty for training is what they call it.
Okay.
And so,
Is that only if it coincides with a shift he's scheduled for? So if he was able to work the week and then he had his training on the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
does that even affect this at all?
For the monthly drill purposes, no. No. We gotta figure out if we're gonna try and be as accommodating as we can with his every other weekend off, once he's solo on his own.
Yeah.
And try and.
this is a
revolve-
scheduling issue.
Yeah, try and work in his monthly drill weekend with the military into one of his weekends off here.
Off, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
No.
so that way he's not.
So in that case, he actually gets more pay, right, cause he's actually earning, he can work a full.
Yeah, he'll get his full
here.
week pay
What
here.
you're,
and
what
then-
you're saying, what he's saying though, he's working only 24 hours next week, okay?
Yeah,
Are we paying in the differential for 24 hours, or are we paying the differential based upon 2 weeks?
It would have to be 40-hour week, isn't it? Oh, no.
wouldn't it just be for the 16 hours?
Or the 24 hours he'd be working?
No, he's actually working that, you said.
Yes.
He's working
Here.
three 8 hour
Oh.
shifts here.
Okay,
It's the 16 hours
Hours.
that that the
Yeah.
differential would take effect for.
Right, but.
And that would extend for 2 weeks.
But next week is only monthly drill, it's not his AC.
Monthly drill, it does not apply.
Right, so next week he would just get 24 hours pay.
So drills are not the same as active duty training,
Correct.
Oh,
that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's correct.
I think to be fair, you have to assume the employee's gonna have a 5-day work week.
Yes.
You know, you can't like say,
Nickel
well.
and dime, oh,
You,
you only
you
had 30
can't
hours.
say, well, that you're scheduled
Okay.
for 3 days that week, so you only get 3 days of differential. You have to assume they're gonna have a
Right.
5-day work week.
Right.
I would,
You know, I think if
a
that's
40,
what
a
you're,
fo- a
is
40,
that
yes,
what
a
you
40
were
hour,
going?
in other words, we're gonna pay him up on,
Based off of a 5-day week,
40
work
hour
week,
week, yeah.
40-hour work week,
Yeah.
you have to assume that they would be given that,
Right.
is my
okay,
thought. Is that where you're going,
yes.
Dana?
yeah, no.
I think
well,
we're
It
you
seems
just,
like
you
you were
just,
going to,
yeah,
like
so
if they-
I was just saying that this differential or, you know, any compensation or part of the 15 paid shifts would only apply to 2 of them next week. Because
2 days.
he's working 3 days,
Right.
so that's not impacted at all. So this would only count 2 of the days that we would provide
Right,
If
for
it
that
a
week.
differential pay for that
Right,
week.
but if he's going for the full 80 active duty for training. In other words, not for drill. In other words, a drill.
So I don't know,
Okay,
I'm
a drill,
missing that.
a drill is
Yeah.
like, let's say I'm a citizen soldier, I go maybe once a month or once every quarter to a weekend drill, I work at like a National Guard Center.
Okay.
And that's just on his nickel. Right,
Oh,
and the things, what we're talking about is, once a year, you usually go to like a training of 2 weeks straight, up to 15 days, 2 weeks straight.
okay,
And that, rather than docking him his pay for, we're gonna be paid the difference then. In other words, based upon two
okay.
40-hour
I
work weeks.
didn't
Yeah, there's
pick that up
multiple
originally. There's
different-
different types
There's
of
multiple types
service.
of pay in the army, or in the reserves, I'll call it,
Okay,
yeah.
And so, when he goes for his 2 weeks,
Right.
he'll get the differential, we'll pay him the differential of what he
okay,
was
so
going.
this doesn't apply next week at all then?
No,
No,
Oh.
and that's what I was.
So there's no urgency to,
Well, no, so originally
Together, yes.
I didn't realize the differentiation between, I know there's the monthly.
okay, I
training,
didn't either,
the annual
obviously.
training, yeah.
different between drill pay and annual
Right.
training pay.
So the differential pay will cover his 2-week annual training.
Got it.
Correct.
And we just gotta work on wording for that, how
Active duty.
to work it.
Yeah.
Annual training.
And in other words, he's gotta come in and show us the documents that he worked,
Mhm.
orders that he was on active duty.
Yep.
Those 2 documents, we get copies of those,
Mhm.
and the thing is, and then the bookkeeper would look at what his pay rate for the 2 weeks would be, if he worked 80 hours.
Right, what he gets from the military and then pay the difference.
You got it.
Yeah.
I think we got it, gentlemen, we got it?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'd rather get this wording right, if there's no urgency to get this enacted. I mean,
Yeah.
We could actually, so I would just say, let's get this right, so that
Yes.
we word it properly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just let Lean work on that,
Yes,
but that's
okay.
the premise we're going on, the 2 weeks for active duty for training.
So next week is just the way the chips fall, he'll have his 24 regular hours with us and then,
His
Yep.
duty, and that's it.
and I know that screws things up on your end for New Hampshire retirement, but,
Nope, he's contributing based on his 24.
okay,
So it's not gonna short him, it's gonna be what he worked and he's
Okay.
contributing. Yeah.
perfect. Well, thank you very much.
No, that was, pretty straightforward, I think it's the right thing to do.
I agree. Thank you very much, appreciate that.
Okay. Fire department update, Brandon is not here.
No.
We got some,
That's funny, he said he was gonna be here.
He did, but he came in tonight at 6, just before
I
6.
was gonna say, I just left him at 3 o'clock and he said he'd be
Yeah,
here.
you
Oh,
have the paper?
I have it in front of me.
Okay.
Basically, I have, we wanna accept 3, for RSA 31:95-B, subparagraph Roman number 3B. I wanna accept 3 donations from the firefighters association for, items to be purchased. I'd like to, it'd be equipment totaling $569.99 to purchase 1 PAX storage case for the Hamilton ventilator. Item 2, $1,000 to purchase 1 winch for the UTV with recovery kit. And item 3, item in the amount of $2,682.25 to purchase a variety of items, stat packs, adult CPR mannequins, infant CPR mannequins, and adult child training mannequin kits. The equipment totaling is gonna be $2,682.25 being donated by the Dunbarton Fire Department. So our job is to accept the donation on behalf of the fire chief.
I have 3 separate.
Could-
That 26 is for the last break.
Yeah, so that was, that last
For
26
the last
82
item
was only
3.
for the
Item
item 3.
Yes.
So I have, basically, these are separated letters from the chief in the 1, 2, and 3. And, I'd like to make a motion to accept,
Do a single motion for all 3?
accept the donations from the firefighters association for the items as delineated, as I delineated 1, 2, and 3.
I'll second that.
I'm in favor of that.
Okay.
Any discussion?
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, done. I didn't wanna have to say that again. Okay. And the fire chief recommends continuing on item 8, recommends deputy, fire warden for Patrick Wright and Zachary Maku. And removal of previous appointment of Fred Mullen, who recently retired.
Yep, and this is for, deputy forest fire warden.
Correct.
Those need to be signed.
We have some nomination papers here.
Do we just sign, we don't need we just have a consensus?
Selectmen, no, we all have to sign. So I do it as chairperson and 2 selectmen signatures. So the first one is for Patrick Wright, the second one is for Zachary Marcoux.
And do we, is there a separate one for Fred to be removed?
It's at the bottom of the second one,
Is
you
it?
see it, that's where they would note.
Delete previous appointment of Fred.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll include it. So I make a motion to accept the nominations as presented by the fire chief.
Then I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
I'm in favor.
Yeah,
All in
I'm in
favor,
favor.
okay. All in favor, aye, okay.
Aye.
I'm gonna sign, and you gentlemen sign after me.
And just as a note for the public, I think Brandon said that this allows them to issue fire permits and also issue citations for situations where permit or some fire was not properly regulated.
Back to you, Chuck, first, 2 places.
Sign here.
Yes, the second signature and date.
Okay.
Okay, we do mailbox next. To you, sir. Can I continue? Yes?
Sure.
Okay, we got a State of New Hampshire Department of Labor concern. It was basically a concern brought to us concerning the payroll and time record keeping at the fire department.
I'm sorry.
And I did not read this, but I'd like to get a copy that's sent to me. I understand from Lean that the chief made an excellent clarification what they were, the inquiry was about.
Correct.
And did you read that?
Yes, we also met with the chief today.
Yeah,
Can you
To
share any light
discuss.
on this?
No, we're just looking for some solidification around the procedures when there's fire folks on calls and how those get presented into payroll and whether employees actually need to be either just informed or approve those.
the issue is that they don't fill out timesheets per se for every fire call. So there
Okay,
is no
right.
no timesheet involved. How do we document that when we're paying them on a monthly basis? And, we're in the process of reaching out to
Yeah.
NHMA legal
I
and,
think it's worth just saying that we're just looking for clarification from NHMA on the proper practices that we
And
should
you
be following.
sent a letter back to the fire of the state of New Hampshire? that we-
No, so there's no request here in the Department of Labor notice for us to reply or
Okay.
respond to them.
Okay.
They're just saying, this is just something, we wanna make you aware that you need to follow these RSAs.
Okay.
So there is no, it's not a violation, it's not an expected
May I
response
ask you
either.
a question? Why did we get an unsolicited letter from the fire department, from the state regarding this? Was it a complaint or? Could
They said this is exactly the wording, the New Hampshire Department of Labor has received concerns regarding town of Dunbarton's employment practices.
Okay.
That's all it says. No, it's not a complaint, it's not a name.
Okay, we're addressing those concerns?
Yes.
yeah.
I have no
Yes.
problem with that. Any other issue on that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Lean briefed me up on this today when I came in and
Okay,
I
excellent.
read the memo.
Okay, continuing on. This is a concerning, Dana Lavoie sent an email to Woody.
Yeah, so this was, I didn't know this was gonna make the mailbox, but this is literally just after we had our, workshop last,
Yes.
2 weeks ago. I just informed him that I would be the transfer station rep because that was a change.
So noted.
And I've also informed the planning department similarly that, I was
So
stuck with it.
I was, yeah, how did I word that, Jeff?
Yeah, something like that.
I got the short straw and serving on the planning department,
Yeah.
planning board for another year.
Yeah.
Former selectman here, for the record, how many years do we punish these, I mean, have the selectmen on the planning board?
I think he should stay there.
Thank you,
Do you want?
Well, hey, Chuck
Speaking
goes in
of
with
well,
planning
so-
board, we appreciate his input.
there you go.
Oh, good, thank you.
Larry does a great job. I think, don't you, Chuck?
It's only-
Yeah, Dana's doing a great job.
Only 23 to be but, do you wanna
You can
talk
get
on
him to
the
come to the
budget
meeting.
part?
Careful, he's gonna wanna raise.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not traveling across the
Really
world
not,
or something.
but that's okay.
Yeah, that wasn't on here.
Is that on that one?
The equipment?
Okay.
No. I was just gonna bring that up as a general item, but since we're on the transfer department, I did speak to, Mr. Dave Null, the retired select board member who's in the back of the room, and asked him if he could continue his, participation in the assessment of the equipment that was approved at town meeting with the warrant article, for the, equipment for the transfer station, and he agreed to continue to participate in the evaluation of that equipment.
Thank you, David,
Yeah, you're welcome.
that's nice, very nice.
Yeah.
I wanna make sure the hydraulics are up to speed with what we need.
Good, but it's good, to have someone with your, you know, you have a little more knowledge with
Background,
people
yeah.
lifting up stuff, heavy stuff.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, item C, custom lawn care. Lean, tell me about this.
Concord Custom Lawn Care, took care of, aerating and overseeding and doing some, fertilizing for the school ball field last year at the request of the rec committee, saying that the ball field was turning into a dust bowl. And so unfortunately, without the irrigation, this is an ongoing thing, year to year, and he's given us a proposal for this coming season. He says we're currently on the schedule based on the fact that he served, there was a service he took care of last year, and in order for him to keep us on the schedule, we would have to,
You have two quotes in here.
one is for this town common area, which is the school, Caleb Square,
Okay.
and the town lawn here. And then the second one is for the ball field.
And this is just, seeding and but nothing to do with mowing.
No, that's a separate, that's.
Understood,
our
this is
lawn.
just, we have, so we have two quotes here, gentlemen.
Yes.
Do they seem high to you? I don't wanna mention the prices here.
I can tell you from the numbers he gave us last year,
Yeah,
he's substantially lower than he does for a lot of residential work. I think he's given us a break.
okay, thank you.
I've seen his numbers on some other jobs and they're substantially higher.
Okay, did you see the numbers?
I'm just, seeing it now.
There's
This is
two-
for
there's
the
two-
entire, this is the entire season.
Yes,
Yeah.
but there are two numbers, one for the smaller ball field, one for the common area.
He's
Yeah.
aerating and overseeding, I think, right?
On both,
correct.
yes, yeah.
And for, all sorts of nice chemicals added to keep it growing.
Those poor kids, chemicals.
Hey, you know, the sun, keep off the grass.
Off-season.
My only comment on seeing that is that not counting the lime and the grub control applications, there's 5 applications of fertilizer. And normally, I thought it's more of a 4-step program that most people are under, so I'm not sure what the 5th one,
They do a late fall.
it seems like there's an extra one.
They do a late fall,
Yeah, they
For the
do an
winter
extra
one.
one in late summer and then
a lot of
late
people
fall.
are used to seeing, at Ace Hardware and stuff, they have a 4-step program, Scott's has a
Right.
4-step, but any commercial guy is at least 5, a lot of them are 6.
They do, okay, alright,
Yeah, I work with some other,
yeah.
lawn care companies that service some of the, some properties that I'm aware of, both commercial properties and residential, and they're either a 5 or sometimes a 6.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the only 6th one.
Well, you could
might-
call the line maybe a grub, the 6th one.
Yeah, sometimes they include the grub with one of the summer,
They do that, yeah.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
they combine it, but I've
Okay.
seen a minimum of 5,
Oh,
not a
okay.
minimum of 4.
So it's different, in residential, I'm just used to the 4-step.
Oh, yeah,
and-
okay.
Well, the thing is, that
You know,
4-step
and
is
that's what you get at the
4-step is
hardware.
fertilizer, but the thing is, they don't have grub control, which is another whole set.
Yeah, that's another, well, I said not counting the
Grub
grub
control, right.
line because
So
It's
this-
5 in addition to the
Exactly,
grub control and then the line.
So this also
So
includes.
it's really 7.
really.
This
Or
also
8 if you
includes
include
aeration, which is normally not part of a standard.
Which one is not?
This includes aeration.
Yeah, aeration
And
as well.
overseeding, which is normally not part of a.
Which is probably good here.
Okay, we
foot
probably need a
traffic.
motion to accept this before we go forward.
That's what the board wants.
Did you say they did this last year for us?
Yes, that's our first year, so this will be our second season.
Did you see the prices last year?
Do you know what the percentage
If
changes?
you wanna hold off, I'll get them, cause I know.
I like to see the
Okay,
price.
yeah.
Right.
They don't look too bad to me, considering that the area that's covered, you know, the
It's
size
more
of the
than a
area.
more than a home. Okay, while we're waiting there, we got Garden Club, we received 2 quotes from the local plumbers. And they would like to ask the board to consider splitting the cost with the Garden Club. Oh, jeez, now they want
Well,
me.
I think it turned out to be a much higher than what the garden club, thought the, plumbing costs would be. So, I think that's why they're asking for some relief on the cost.
Was that to add an additional spigot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the spigot going out to the, not the gazebo, but the bandstand.
Yeah, they received,
Well,
I just know, go ahead.
Capital Well's gonna do the
They did
irrigation.
the
and going under
irrigation.
that,
Right,
all
it's
of that.
the-
This
it's
is
internal
only just to
plumbing.
bring it out to the
To the
side of the
yeah.
building,
They're gonna put a separate spigot rather than having to tap into a,
so there's no Y on it.
Well,
And it'll also allow future expansion, I guess, of other zones if we ever wanted to come off of that without disturbing the existing outdoor faucet.
Looks to me they
So
got
it'd be
the
dedicated
2
for
quotes.
irrigation.
was it big money?
no,
And
no, it's minimal, I think it's minimal.
So did
would
they,
you be willing to split it?
did they have,
Yes.
did they have a preference on which vendor? They listed 2 of them.
The one with the least, I would imagine.
Unless
because
there's
It seems
less
like,
quarter-inch pipe instead of 3/8.
I think I just know because I'm in the garden club, they thought the first one was high, so they went for another quote.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And the second one came in higher.
No, the second one came in lower.
Okay,
They're just in the wrong, different one.
That's backwards from chronological,
gotcha,
actually.
okay, good.
So it's about 700 higher, but there was no, this one had old,
I'll just start going, you should go to you. Okay. This is good.
I don't think we,
Leo, go ahead.
So 700 bucks.
Well, if it's such a nominal amount of money, why do they need the town's help?
600.
They have substantial bank account.
Right.
Yeah, so it's over 20%.
Maybe they need to
Just about 11%.
raise more money. Maybe this year's not the year for them to do this.
Have a nice night, everybody.
Thank you.
We're in the schedule.
How soon?
You too.
He's been trying to.
Be safe.
Alright, let's bring it, let's share with everyone. So the prices are up a little bit.
So it looked like, the ball field, was up almost 20%, and 10-11 and 10,004 lawn care was up about 11%. So 20% and 11%.
Yeah, there are more services this year compared to last year.
It doesn't look like it.
I do know that fertilizer's way up this year.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Including overseeding.
So that's, sorry.
Diesel fuel and fertilizer. You
sorry?
can make homemade diesel fuel and fertilizer, with homemade bombs.
One suggestion I can make is once the grubs are under control,
6, 7.
I drop the grub off mine. So if you're gonna drop something,
You can do it every other year maybe.
yeah, or drop the grubs if you get them under control.
Once they're under control, yeah,
Right.
but once they're there,
Yeah,
then they can really do a bad.
right.
That's the same.
And I don't know how they are over there. Normally after winter, you can see. You can see the grubs normally, right after winter.
Oh, plus that, yeah, 9, yeah.
Okay, it's reasonable.
So I wouldn't, I do know somebody who services Dunbarton, just commercial properties, if we want another quote before we make a decision.
I can work on it tomorrow, hopefully he'll,
If,
I can recommend another person you can get a quote from too.
yeah.
okay,
right, and who lives in Dunbarton, so
Okay.
if you wanna,
Yeah, if you wanna share that,
Yeah.
those names with me, then I can
Okay.
call them through, and all I'll have to do is say that these are the number of
You get
treatments
apples,
we're getting,
apples,
and what would you charge us?
okay.
Yeah,
I can do that.
good, all right, continuing on.
And if it's something less than this, or equal to, how do you wanna proceed, cause this is the time of the year they're on the getting a schedule
If
set
it
up.
comes equal to, I would go with the former, since they've already done
keep
work.
the incumbent.
Keep the incumbent, I'm happy with the incumbent. What-
Even if it's within just a couple percent, I would just keep the incumbent.
Okay, are you okay with that, Chuck?
Chuck, in other words, if the bids from the other two companies come in substantially close to what we're getting now, I'd say just stay with the incumbent.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, yes.
Okay.
Stay
And
with
that's,
it.
I like to make sure we
Yeah.
agreement to delegate that to the town administrator.
Sure.
So you have someone that you
Yes.
can recommend, and you.
I can, somebody I can recommend. too.
So based upon, we just review what you decide at the end, when you get those two quotes in.
Sure.
We don't wanna wait 2 more weeks and then not be in the schedule. Alright, the other item is, the plumbing is gonna cost a little bit more for the irrigation, the inside plumbing. The question is, do we wanna go pay a few $100s to offset some of the costs? The garden club has asked us for some financial assistance for that indoor plumbing.
Is there any reason not to just mention the dollar amount?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Well, the thing is, there's 2 of them, there's, 2 quotes, I'm not gonna say who they're from, one for $760, one for $1220.
Well, you representing the garden club and you know that they're recommending the,
I don't know, because a lot of this transpired after the garden club meeting.
okay,
All I know is that at the garden club meeting, they presented the first one, which was the higher number here.
yeah,
Late, it was thought that that was high, so that they thought that they would go for another
Yep.
quote, so
Yep.
that's
They
the
did.
second one happened later. I don't know what they're recommending.
Is the
so,
first,
so we need to know whether they're looking to split the cost of the lower one.
I know that was proposed, but, you know, I can't speak for the garden club
That's
just
what's in the
because
email right there.
right, right.
I'm not,
Maybe
I
page
thi-
2?
yeah, I think go by, Carrie's email.
Yeah.
What does it say?
It says, good morning, Lee, thank you for the house with the quote from this company, got a quote from yesterday, much better than the first quote. It's possible that Dave and I could get on the agenda to talk a quick update on the irrigation project and ask for plumbing support, they're just not talking to us today. Just by email, let us know, sorry for the last minute, we were both away in a month, that's why they can't attend. But the 2 quotes, which companies worked in that building? Of the 2 plumbing companies?
The lower one has worked in that building before, but according to the email, they said that they would prefer to go with the lower quote and ask the support of matching funds, so the garden company goes half, and she's gotten the approval to go half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have consensus, yes, we're gonna go with the one, because of the previous work experience. This is going outside the normal, since another agency for the town, a volunteer agency is basically doing the contracting here. We'll give a donation of a couple $100, 50% of the first quote,
The lower quote.
yes.
Now you can say the names, I hope.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go with a company called, JR,
It says Dunbarton Plumbing, is that what
yeah,
his
Yeah.
business is called?
Dunbarton Plumbing, what?
yeah.
It's not Dunbarton Fuel?
Who was the other one?
It's plumbing and heating, he also
Is it?
has that.
Oh, okay,
The other,
alright.
the other company for the record was, Jay's.
Oh, okay.
Plumbing and heating.
Yeah. Okay, so we're all good on that, Lean?
Yeah.
Alright, so just, the official motion is to, split the cost, so we would be providing $380 towards the,
Motion on the table to provide up to $380 towards
the
the
Dunbarton
internal plumbing
plumbing,
to support the irrigation system.
yes.
Second,
I'm in favor.
did you second it?
I second it.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Good. That's a
That
motion.
way the minutes are
Reflected.
accurately reflecting
Yes,
what we're doing.
okay. All right, I'm done with the mailbox. Public comment now, please. Leo. Dave.
I'm here just to, review what Jeff is gonna tell you. I think Mike said loud and clear that he's gonna put his mailbox back in the roadway, where it was last year. I came home in the dark last year when he first done it, and I almost hit it, cause it's out in the middle of the roadway when he puts the mailbox. Jeff has a picture of it to make Chuck, both of you guys more informed actually.
Mike has seen the picture from last year, and, it's a substantial problem when he digs it into the ground in the middle of the roadway there. Somebody comes in, the town's gonna have
Is
to.
this that part of the flare?
Yeah, cause the road flares like most every road does.
Mhm.
He's trying to say the road comes out perfectly square, but like
Perpendicular.
whether it's in the Montalona right of way or the other right of way, the road needs to flare.
I agree.
Large trucks go in and out.
Which is why I actually tried to get him to say, I don't
Yeah.
care about where the stop sign is.
He set us up for that. That's was all, when I show you this, you'll understand, he set us up.
Can I speak on that? When he brought up Kimball Pond Road, there is a road right away. I think that over the years, people who were going right just went over the mud and took a right, to
No,
the right of the
several-
pole.
Yeah, but several roads in town, just like this one over here, have had a Y to them throughout their history.
Yeah,
And a lot of that is changed and they try not to, so they made the road better on the other side, hoping that most people don't, but
but
everybody
there's a
still
hole
does.
in the ground, in it, right there, so I think it was safer for the traffic to, you know, improve on that muddy.
Well, the only thing that we agreed to tonight, we asked the road agent to investigate it, look at it, and make a recommendation and continue, if it's safety and meets the requirements, it's fine. And if he engages and starts to do things without, shall I say, do dumb things, I'm going on the record, if he does dumb things, and it's contrary to safety, we're gonna have to step in. Jeff, would you agree with that?
I know my opinion hasn't changed since I saw the picture last year.
Of the
That-
mailbox.
Of the mailbox, that mailbox cannot be where he put it
And now,
last year. And
you
our
guys-
letter
Yep,
explicitly
and Chris
stated that.
wrote a letter that, you know, that's not gonna happen, and we're gonna
Yeah,
act upon it, I just wanna make sure that Chris is willing to follow
Chris-
through with it.
yeah.
He offered to stay, but I told him I was just gonna update you guys a little bit,
Yeah.
and he's well aware of everything.
Yeah.
I said he didn't, he
Yeah.
offered to stay, and I said, you've been here long enough, take off.
Yep.
I can show you the stop sign, it's in this picture.
Okay.
But I kinda get the
Yeah.
fact that it's, you know,
Gave you a lot of information, some of it was a stretch. I know Chuck hasn't really seen this.
I've seen that mailbox.
In that
I
position?
can't miss it, not in that position,
Well,
no.
that's where it ended up last year.
yeah, I saw that.
You can see the stop sign is right here.
Okay,
This is
All
the
right.
wall he's talking about.
yeah,
He thinks it goes straight down this
He
way.
think- Yeah, but it intersects the Montalona right away, which is in quite a ways.
yeah.
Cause they moved the road around years ago.
He,
So he set us up by
He-
saying the stop sign, the stop sign, the stop sign,
well,
and getting us focused on the stop signs not in the right of way, we gotta move in the right of way.
He's-
And then at the end, he said, I'm moving my mailbox
he,
back May first.
He wants
And
his
he
stop
just
sign
wanted,
where the
so
mailbox
that's where,
is.
I'm quite sure that's where the
Yeah.
mailbox is gonna show up, May first.
So that
So-
flare is on that corner lot,
geez.
isn't it?
Yeah, which is
That-
on
they own-
Montalona right away.
Yeah, they own, the
No,
house on the corner owns that
he's,
flare.
Yeah, I see what I'm dealing with.
So
on the right
he's
of
saying
way.
that the
Right,
stop
right,
sign
right.
has to
He
be
didn't have
in
any say
both,
the flare
right,
was
the
straight.
way.
Thinks it should be
He-
toward this edge of the road.
I see what
front
you,
of the stone.
yeah, because he says it should be in line with that stone wall. So,
I wasn't
yeah,
gonna argue with him.
you gotta,
I just,
I mean, it's,
but this is what we're gonna be dealing with around May first, I believe.
Okay, that's what he said.
And you sent him a letter before,
I
and
hope,
it gets me
I hope he takes,
involved,
I
that
hope he takes a higher road here.
we can tell the road agent to go take it out. Thanks. I mean, there's gotta be,
So,
the guys over there with the police cars and the badges,
There you go.
in the past, they have not, I don't care if this is on meeting tape, whatever, they have told me that they don't wanna get involved because they had orders from their management that if it involved Dave Knoll and Mike Guiney, the sheriff's department was gonna look into
But
it.
Dave is.
This has got nothing to do with
Right,
Dave Knoll.
exactly.
This
Dave-
is
right.
the town of Dunbarton and him.
Versus, yeah.
So I would like the utmost cooperation and enforcement from our police department.
And I'm no longer a selectman.
And I don't have a
Right.
badge, I don't have a gun, I don't have the right, I have a letter saying you can tell the road agent, whether it's me or Joe Smith, to go down there and remove it.
Now, the thing is, we have two right of ways here, we have the Montalona right of way.
Yes.
And we have the right of way for Kelsey Road.
Yeah.
They-
piece of scrap paper?
Sure.
I'm really better with doing it.
why isn't just the Montalona
That's
Road
what that
right away
was my contention.
acceptable for the
But he
stop
said,
Yeah, that's a
sign?
big one.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause- 'cause- It is,
But,
it is,
yeah, I see what I'm dealing with.
it is,
Yeah.
it is
this is Kelsey Road, this is Montalona. The pavement on Montalona used to be over this way, and a number of years ago, they straightened it out, Simon Audette, the previous road agent, took a big curve out, and the road got moved over here, closer this way. Mike's corner of his property is here,
Okay.
approximately. And this other one is approximately, so, and the stop sign's like out here, so it might not be in the Kelsey Road right away per se, but it's in the Montalona Road right away. But it's out of the.
But this has nothing to do with his property either.
Nothing, nothing.
Somebody else owns
Because
this
this
piece.
is,
And they're
Because
not
he
complaining.
alerted,
Right.
he did tell you that, which is true, if you read all the laws and rules, these older roads, technically, the landowner owns to the middle of the road.
right,
But that only comes into play when the road becomes abandoned.
right.
Up until then, most of them recognize stone walls and stuff. So he would at the most, if that happened, only own to the middle of the road. He wouldn't own anything
Well,
here.
But
Yeah, he owns to the middle.
He wants to put it
And his
in
his
the
mailbox is over here right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
it-
yeah.
The Nault family has several mailboxes in a row here, neatly in a line. So he put this out here, and I think it was his son or his nephew or something, came home and saw it there, and
His family, he
Dragged
said
it
the
over
town
here.
dragged it, and the town didn't drag it over, his own family dragged it out of the way.
so anyway, and it's been there all winter. And now,
It's resurfacing.
we're just gonna resurface.
Cause I think
believe,
Donna,
honestly, that's why he set us up with a prelude with a stop sign, focusing on why the stop sign was wrong, it needed to be in the right of way.
But is that a state road, Montalona, or is it a town road?
one thing I think he needs to know is
So
the
you
town
can-
didn't drag it
you
over
can
there,
put-
his own family did that.
A sign anywhere in the right of way, anywhere in the town right of way. You put wherever you think is visible to
You
the
can't
public.
put it in.
Mike, before he moved it to the center of the road there, he used to put it on the left side,
Yeah.
on the land side that he owned.
Right.
And it was in the right of way, so if it got hit by a post and
It
owner
was
didn't
out of the
wear
way, it was in a
But it
fine
was out of the way, but he said he was getting too old, he came in here and said, I'm getting too old to clear the snow in front of this mailbox.
So you put it next
Cause
to
it was all
So
along.
he,
He
right, cause
wanted
he was
to
all
go
alone,
with
so
it.
he
Put
moved
it-
it with the others, but he didn't quite move it with the cluster.
writing these minutes.
So you need
Jeff
support
gave
as you go
him two
forward.
options.
That's all,
After
I'm
the
just,
pig stakes where Jeff gave an option of either putting it over on that side of the other mailboxes.
those are the
or
big
over
stakes
here.
he was talking
Right,
about.
yeah.
Back where it was,
Yeah,
or over near.
With the other mailboxes.
yeah.
And the placement of the stop sign was based upon visibility, safety, and all that kind of stuff.
And it's in the right way.
Regardless of what road it is, you can place anything in the right of way,
Mhm.
because the town has
It's
required.
fine, it's fine.
Thank you.
But we're gonna have some pushback.
Thing is, how many seasons I've been doing this? How many?
Yeah, we had a year off, almost a year.
I know. I said I jinxed it last time.
Anyway, that's all I got, I just wanted to,
Okay.
that's my take on what happened tonight.
Well, the thing
It
is,
was all a build up to this.
yeah, we'll just have to, gentlemen, one step at a time.
Right. But like I said, it's,
I hope Mike, for the record, I hope Mike does the right thing,
me too,
and that's what we can be hopeful for.
me too.
Okay, for the record.
That's all I got, that's, sorry to take any more of your time.
No, it's, a little bit of more explanation was helpful to the
Yeah.
board members.
Yeah.
Now that I'm retired, this is way past my bedtime too.
Stay healthy, Dave, please.
Okay, you guys take care.
Stay healthy.
Take care, thanks for your support.
Okay, I'm sorry, gentlemen, I've let you guys down, went too long. Leo, we're gonna go to non-public for RSA 90
I did have something to,
for the public?
yes,
Okay, we're gonna hold off.
yeah. Normally we would go around, right, if we had items to bring up?
Yes, especially for the public, but since it's not on video next time.
Yeah, right. So we did work, it came up the last time about, an offer of lower electricity for municipal buildings in town. We
Yes,
discussed it at the last
and,
board meeting.
and the town administrator took a consensus from the board.
Yep, and so I finally got an updated quote for this, and I did determine that it's only available to municipalities or commercial entities in town, but not residences. This is
Okay.
not a rate that's offered to residences. We are able to get 10.2 something cents, and we had Lean sign that based on individual consensus from all of us. And so that was signed, so the May, meter read
May save a few dollars.
we'll start to save a few dollars. And the anticipation is that the 6-month period of time, we may end up saving around $400 to the town for doing this. Over the Dunbarton community rate, which is still lower than the utility rates.
Yeah.
So we just able to do a little bit better. The company is called Neighborhood Energy.
And how long does this go for?
6 months.
And what, any renewal, for departing then, if we had to depart?
If we have to depart, you would owe, differences between market rates and whatever their rate is,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, in other words, let's say 6 months, they jack it up 3 cents.
They can't jack it up for 6 months.
No, for 6 months, I'm saying after 6 months.
After 6 months, we can get out, no cost.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, we can flip back to our Dunbarton Community Power
So-
or even the utility.
It
no
was,
cost.
as I understood, it was a no risk
It
savings.
is a no risk.
Savings opportunity.
Correct.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, yep, yep.
Sometimes it's almost too good to believe when you get the solicitations.
Sometimes it is, yep. And it turns out that, it appears that, there's probably a dozen or more communities in New Hampshire that are doing the same thing.
Okay.
So they're all getting the 10 point something cents a kilowatt hour.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it
Saves
is
a
good.
little bit.
It is good.
I had
Hey, saves a little bit of money.
Go ahead.
Last year we had a couple of our buildings painted, and we weren't happy with the results of the transfer station, and we did not pay the bill. We encumbered the funds. That painter has been in touch with the transfer station several times, and he said he's not getting a return call, so he called the office today and wants to schedule some time to look at the building or schedule time to,
A walkthrough.
yeah,
with
to
corrections.
fix the problem that
problems.
he wasn't happy with, so that he can get paid.
Now,
It's an outside area, so I don't know if, I think probably needs to do a walk around with someone to look at the areas that are problematic peeling, and then even if the transfer station is closed,
they can still do it.
they could still do it, cause it's an outside job. They'd have to go around the
Who,
edge.
do you know if it was,
Sir
Dave?
Paul's-
No, was it Dave or Woody that determined that the quality wasn't good?
Woody did.
Okay.
He should be there to point out the deficiencies.
Yeah, did Dave provide an opinion on that? Do we know?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I think he may have taken a walk and he had mixed feelings about it, but if that was what he was looking to try to get
I would
corrected.
recommend that the thing is, we get a time, and just, I would give Woody a warning note that we're trying to arrange a time.
Yep.
And do it maybe on the day he works when there's no public, like on a Thursday, and see if you can do it on a Thursday for like spending half an hour down there, just walk through with the painter.
Yeah, cause the gate would be unlocked, he could go down there and
Yep.
walk around.
Yep.
Right, but I think it's imperative that Woody be there as, subject matter.
Well, he's the one that's why I asked, who's the one that
Yes,
questioned the quality of it?
totally concur. And then I think you could be the rational person between the two and figure out what's best for the town.
Yeah.
So, Lean, you just we'll probably do it try to get some dates on a Thursday, the normal day when they're closed, but open for business, not open for, just, non-public activities.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay, are we all set, Lean?
Got it, I'll send an email.
Anything for the public you wanna, be on camera for?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, I just wanted to say apologize to my colleagues if I was a little bit too passionate about the candidates earlier. I didn't mean to go off on a rant, and I did, so I think it's, but I think it's worth more dialogue, I'll leave it at that. Thank you, now we'll go into non-public for RSA 91 alpha, subparagraph alpha 3, subparagraph